email protection, and more, all for free. Download the app today and get the most comprehensive privacy protection with the push of a button. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Call the pros at Unique Services now for our $89 drain cleaning special. Our free video camera inspection will pinpoint exactly what is needed to clear those clogs and help prevent expensive drain repairs. The expert plumbers at Unique are available 7 days a week to clear any drain for only $89 per drain. Guaranteed. This is a limited time offer. So call 941-500-9819 now. License number CMC 1250555, CFC 1429592, EC 1300-2942.
You need.
You heard us right. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right.
Expected to
all
seek
along.
a court order. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Former President Trump's legal team wants to see the search warrant the FBI used and details on what was taken in Monday's raid on the Trump Mar-a-Lago, Florida residence. His lawyer, Lindsay Halligan, tells Fox.
There were about 30 to 40 FBI agents that I saw, 5 of which were wearing suits. The rest were in cargo pants, masks, and gloves.
The Albany Times-Union and conservative group Judicial Watch have also filed requests to unseal the warrant. And Judge Bruce Reinhart, who allegedly rubber-stamped the raid, has ordered the DOJ to respond by Monday.
That's Fox's Brooks Singman. The Justice Department has not commented on the raid. FBI Director Christopher Wray did not comment either, but did say there is increased anger and threats online aimed at him and agents and the Attorney General.
Any threats made against law enforcement, including the men and women of the FBI, as with any law enforcement agency, are deplorable and dangerous.
A police officer in Richmond, Indiana is in critical condition after Sierra Burton was shot at a traffic stop.
My entire department came in, regardless of what they were doing, in support of their injured officer and to support each other.
Richmond Police Chief Mike Britt. Other officers fired back and wounded the suspect during a chase. He's now in custody. A police officer also shot and wounded in Arcadia, California, along with 2 others. That suspect in custody. We keep paying less at the pump. Here's Fox's Jill Nato.
A month ago, we were shelling out about $4.68 on average for a gallon of gas. But thanks to an increase in gas production and weaker demand, the U.S. is down to $3.99 a gallon.
It's the first time since March it's under $4, AAA's national average. Gas has fallen every day since June's record high of nearly $5.02. America's listening to Fox News.
In the morning and at night, we're the station that gets it right. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News, traffic.
If you're driving along 75 South in Collier County near Golden Gate, mile marker 105, there is a stalled out semi-truck, 3 little cones. It's pushed over to the right-hand shoulder. Just make sure you're driving on the left side. Again, proceed with caution. And then we'll talk about Lee County. There is a vehicle fire. This listed at West 3615 17th Street. Again, this is in Lehigh. Just proceed with caution. You'll probably see some flashing lights in the area. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. Belinda Post, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
Another hazy but dry start to your Thursday with Saharan dust still blanketing the area. This will continue to limit our rain chances, though we are expecting some isolated areas of rain and thunderstorms as we head into late this afternoon and into early this evening. In the meantime, look for a mix of sun and clouds with haze. It's going to be a hot one today. In fact, we should be tying a record for some areas. The forecast high close to 95 degrees, some upper 90s for inland portions of southwest Florida. Heading into tonight, we quiet things down after another dry start for your Friday. 77 for overnight low. We're back into the middle and upper 90s for your Friday afternoon with more isolated afternoon thunderstorms and one more day of really hazy conditions before the Saharan dust begins to dissipate for this upcoming weekend and we return with some higher chances for rain. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Whether you're commuting to the office or driving to the beach, always stay to the right with 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
A good farmer isn't afraid of like lifelong Florida farmer Wilton Simpson. He's been dealing with his whole life. That's why Wilton's ready to be Florida's next Commissioner of Agriculture. From cleaning up his family's chicken farm in Trilby to cleaning up the mess in Tallahassee as Senate President, Simpson's fought to cut taxes for Florida families and a parent's right to have a say in their kids' education. 100% pro-life, endorsed by the NRA for defending our Second Amendment rights against sanctuary cities because we have to crack down on illegal immigration. Is it any surprise that Wilton Simpson has the complete and total endorsement of his friend and ally, Governor Ron DeSantis? In the Republican primary, vote for Wilton Simpson for Agriculture Commissioner because Wilton's got a lot more to get done for Florida. Paid political advertisement paid for by RSLC Florida, i.e. PAC. P.O. Box 77 2516, Miami, Florida 33177. Independently of any candidate or committee.
I had low back pain that was due to herniated discs.
Meet Dr. Justin Garzone, another satisfied patient who found regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics.
Over a very short period of time, the pain went away completely, and I have had absolutely no symptoms or pain since my treatment.
Before Dr. Garzone found QC Kinetics, he was looking at all the old school pain treatments.
It was recommended that I have steroid injections done, but then unfortunately my insurance company said that I would have to do 3 months of physical therapy first, and I needed to get better quickly.
With QC Kinetics, the doctor got lasting relief with no downtime.
I didn't have to take any medications during my treatment. I avoided surgery, and I am now pain-free.
Don't live with chronic pain, and don't go under the knife. Call QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, for a free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. 239-893-PAIN.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Our team can help you understand your legal options after an accident. We will file your claim and fight for the full compensation you deserve. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
Hey, it's Fort O'Connell. This FBI raid on Donald Trump is unacceptable. The establishment is attacking him because he's conservative. I know all about that. You may have heard the lies about me. This is what the establishment does. It attacks and deceives. I'm endorsed by Donald Trump's immigration director and deputy campaign manager. August 23rd, send the establishment a message. Enough is enough. Vote Fort O'Connell August 23rd. Paid by Fort O'Connell, Republican for state representative.
Hey folks, can I let you in on a little secret, a little something to talk about? Sean Henderson here, bringing news that Walker's Marine is under new ownership. That's right, Mr. Walker sold the dealership to us at OneWater in March of 21. Over the last year, we've worked diligently to make buying or servicing your boat in Southwest Florida headache-free. In fact, we've made so much progress that our partners at Pursuit Boats and the good folks at Yamaha Outboard paid for this ad to inform you of our improvements. The new Walker's Marine has doubled staff in all of our service locations from Cape Coral to Marco Island. If you're looking to upgrade the old boat and trade her in for something new or used, give us a call. Find us at walkersmarine.com, select your nearest location, and come see us. Tons of boats in stock. We've got new boats, used boats, brokerage boats, consignment boats, and even a banana boat. Actually, I might have to check our banana boat inventory. Seriously, folks, we are here and better prepared than ever to assist with all of your boating needs. And hey, we're always open at walkersmarine.com. Again, that's walkersmarine.com.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do. And
thank you for giving us the voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic.
I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
We live in a world of people who are delusional. They're just delusional. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. We live in a world where there are certain individuals that are absolutely positively lost. They're delusional. I don't know what they're thinking. I have no idea. But I do know that when you have people that are delusional, you got to give them a hug. And you got to expose them. And not only that, You got to try to help them. There are so many places to go this morning in that direction. You've got a president who wants to convince you, and then a media that wants to convince you, and all the people in his orbit that want to convince you that everything's starting to shape up now. We got 0% inflation. 0% inflation for July, everybody. Hey, Jake, how you feeling? You feel like that inflationary issue in your life is going away? A zero? Do you feel like there's a zero in your life at all, or
no?
Yeah. How's your purchasing of your groceries and stuff? Feels like zero inflation. It feels like it all of a sudden, just like that in the month of July when you went to go buy your eggs and all kinds of stuff. It was like, hey, this feels really normal all of a sudden.
No. Gas light's still on. No bacon in the fridge.
Yeah.
Normal.
Yeah. It's amazing how much Jake has been deprived during this inflationary period. You know, you're talking about bacon. You're talking about what else have you been deprived of? So I can I've
pretty much just been eating rice and some kind of protein every day. I bought a big thing of rice, learned how to cook rice, not the little Minute Maid.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
Minute Maid rice. Does it have orange juice in it, or how does that work?
Yeah. I think so.
So how do you make, this is a good life lesson here. Kids, you might want to be listening. This is an important segment. Let's do this right now. Do I even have any? Oh, I do have it. Okay. No, I don't. You don't hear anything. My computer is not playing any audio. How weird is that? Do you not hear any audio from my computer at all?
No. Somebody stole my headphones too.
Wow. All right. Well, we've got some technical issues that we're going to have to figure out on break. Because if I don't have any audio out of this computer, we're in some trouble this morning.
Yeah, it's going to be boring.
It really is. It's not going to be very helpful, I can tell you that. What in the world's going on here? I'm playing audio, and I see it on the board, and nothing's coming out. So help me out with this one. Making rice. How do you make rice? Give me an explanation of how rice is made in the millennial household.
Okay, it's actually very, very easy.
Is it? Okay, tell me.
Let's just say we're making 1 cup of rice.
Okay, now it's ratios. Ratios are the thing with rice. Ratios. Rice ratios. Ratios, rice. Always remember, rice ratios. Go.
Exactly, right? So if I'm going to make 1 cup of rice, you're going to double that with the water, right?
That's
so
it.
You take 2 cups of water.
2 to 1. 2 to 1.
And then you put the water in the pan, let the pan boil.
You put the water in the pan. All right, 239-479-5592 is the Brett AC Talking text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com is the website. Please tell me you're not putting water in a pan. Please tell me you're not putting it in a pan. A pan, like a flat pan? Is that what you're doing?
No, you put it in like a, what are they called?
They're called pots.
Yeah, you put it in a pot. There you go. And then once you bring it to a boil, you add the rice. You turn the water down to low. You let it cook on the burner for about, I don't know, I normally go 15 minutes. And then when it's done, you take it off the burner and you let it sit for another 12 minutes. And then you fluff it and add some salt and pepper and whatever, and you're good to go. It's perfect every time.
Okay. I'm so distracted by the fact that my computer has no audio right now that I didn't hear a word you just said. All right, let's check this out right now. Let's just see. I'm going to play this clip, and let's see if everybody can hear this. Clown World. Let's see if everybody gets an idea of Clown World here and what how people are delusional. Let's see. Nope. You don't hear anything, do you, right now?
Nope.
Did you hear anything at all?
No.
Nothing. All right. Nothing came out of the... let's try this one more time. Here we go. I'm looking at nothing. It's right on the board. I'm showing up on the board, but there's no audio coming over the air. Do you have any ideas?
Take a deep breath. Now try it.
Did you fix it?
I don't know. Try it.
Let's see. Hold on.
That's why I make a big butt.
So it was you.
Technically, yeah. I didn't do it, though.
Yes, you did.
All right, yes.
All right.
I fixed it.
Can we let's start all over. Let's start the whole program from the top. Are you ready? Let's start from the beginning. Let's do this. I apologize to you, Southwest Florida, but I can't have my program start this way. I can't discover technical issues and everything while we're live on the air. So are you ready? Go!
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do.
Thank you for giving us the voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic.
I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
educating us,
Standing up for conservatism.
giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Oh, no, I want to thank you for making this The most technically perfect show in all of Southwest Florida, everybody. 239-479-5592. There's delusional people out there, everyone. When you step up to Trump Tower and you got some New Yorkers that are outside. Hey, what are you doing over there? Johnny Big doing it. What's you got going on there? Listen, it's half my family sounds like that. And you have somebody who is a roving reporter who's asking questions, simple questions like, hey, you're standing outside of Trump Tower and you're really upset about Donald Trump and you think he's a criminal and you think he's evil and you got all of these other ists and ovias that you want to call him. You're delusional because you really want to talk about how there have been provable criminal acts. Well, you're delusional because there haven't been any, but you insist that there are. No, I'm not kidding. Let's hear the roving reporter walking up to some, I don't want to say moron because I don't know him personally, but he's a New Yorker who's sitting outside of Trump Tower and he's probably a Democrat. So you fill in the blank. Check this out.
Is this unprecedented to arrest a former president for not turning in documents?
A former president that had committed this many provable criminal acts.
But what are the provable criminal acts, I guess?
Provable criminal acts. Well, I'm done talking.
I'm done talking. I can't talk to you anymore. That's it. Hey, listen, I got to go get a bagel and a schmear. I don't have time for you. Sorry about that. So there you go. People are delusional. Once again, we have people that are out there that want you to believe that any of the alphabet bureaucracies that we have, the FBI, the CIA, the IRS, all of it can be totally 100% trusted. Now, there are people within these bureaucracies who are very good people, who are people who really do desperately care about the Constitution, the rule of law. They care about this country, and they don't like what they're seeing. Of course, we don't see enough of them coming out and saying, I'm out of here, I don't like this. We don't see a coalition of people from the FBI or the CIA or any other place that's like, hey, listen, you know what? I'm not liking what I'm seeing. I'm not liking the woke. I'm not liking any of this stuff. So that's pretty interesting in and of itself. So we talk about the very good people that work in these alphabet bureaucracies. I would like for the very good people to step up and say, "Yeah, I'm not for this. That's not me. There's other professions that I can do besides this because I really do care about the country." And when we have not only people that want you to believe that Donald Trump should be arrested for the latest thing that they can't come up with an answer for. You want to go through a collusion hoax and impeachment that wasn't impeachable. And you have all of these other things that they've gone after the president for. Now they're going to go after his tax returns because they're just going to keep going and going and going because they don't want him to run for president of the United States. It's clear. And here's the thing. Even if you come out, the FBI does, and has some kind of evidence, we've got him. Here it is. Here's the cocktail napkin. We've got it. It says Obama bad on it, and I don't really know where it came from, but it says Obama bad, and this is an outrage. I don't know if that's really what the cocktail napkin said, but for dramatic purposes, that's what I'm saying. That you can't convince us now that you've got the goods because nobody trusts you. There's a mole supposedly inside Mar-a-Lago. Is that the latest? The FBI is again sending undercover informants to target Trump. It's the Crossfire Hurricane debacle all over again, this time likely at the behest of the Attorney General. That's Ted Cruz. When we come to find out that we have an exclusive. We got an exclusive, Jake! An exclusive. An informer told the FBI what docs Trump was hiding and where. The raid at Mar-a-Lago was based largely on information from an FBI confidential human source, one who was able to identify what classified documents Trump was still hiding and even the location of those documents. Now, here's an interesting proposition. What if there is nothing like that? What if the mole really does exist? But the mole that's in there is somebody who wants to make sure. I'm just throwing this out there. It's speculation. It's coming off the top of my brain. And, call my brain what you would like to call it. But just don't call it to my face because I'm sensitive. What if what they're trying to get are boxes and boxes of declassified from October 2020 documents that have to do with the Trump-Russia collusion hoax, Russiagate, like we got you declassified, and declassified information from the Hillary Clinton email scandal. What if that is what Trump had at Mar-a-Lago and took out, and it's declassified, and he told people, and Kash Patel told us that October 2020, he declassified all of this, so it's all right to take it, and he's got it. And maybe that's what they want, because they want that back, because they don't want the world to know the truth about how he has been targeted for as long as he has been going down golden escalators. So now we got a mole. Eric Trump told the Daily Mail the 30 agents who arrived at the property asked staff to turn security cameras off and to kick their lawyer off the property, but they refused. They told the lawyer, you got to leave the property right now. Turn off all the security cameras. They wouldn't give her the search warrant. So they showed it to her from about 10 feet away. They wouldn't give her a copy of the search warrant. That sounds legit. That sounds so legit to me, right? Doesn't it sound? All of these questions we would like answered. Who was it? Brian Kilmeade last night filling in for Tucker. He's got some questions as well about the magistrate, the judge, and some of the things that we're finding about the person who signed off on all of this.
And of course, earlier this week, the Justice Department raided the home of Joe Biden's former and possible future opponent, Donald Trump. We've now learned the judge who signed off on the raid's an interesting character. His name is Bruce Reinhardt. He wrote anti-Trump rants on Facebook. Why not? He clearly should have recused himself, right? He shared posts from a leftist account called Woke Folks. Here's a photo from the judge's Facebook. Look at that. He is there drinking whiskey with an entire pack of Oreos. Imagine what his aorta looks like.
Well, I don't know. I could ask Jake's aorta to see what it looks like. What does your aorta look like, Jake? You would do that, whiskey and Oreos. That's I was going to say that sounds like Thursday.
I don't even know what that word means.
What? Whiskey?
No, aorta.
Aorta. Oh, you don't know what an aorta is?
No idea.
All right. Do you want to look it up, or should I just tell you?
What do you want me to do?
It's why don't you look it up? Because I'm busy. Yeah, so it appears as if some fun information. It appears as if this same judge did recuse himself from some cases that had to do with Hillary Clinton, but he wouldn't recuse himself from this one. That seems kind of like an interesting thing. Isn't that a little nugget we should ask questions about? Like, why did you do that? So we've got that out there. What else? We have Josh Hawley last night on Jesse Waters' program that's like, hey, listen, we got problems here, folks.
Yeah, and I'd like to know what it was they were looking for in the first place. I mean, this is what Garland owes the American people an explanation, and frankly, so does Joe Biden, because I don't believe for a minute, not for a minute, that the White House was totally in the dark on this. This is Joe Biden's FBI. It is Joe Biden's DOJ, and they have weaponized this FBI at every turn. They sent it after parents and called them domestic terrorists. This is an administration that tried to set up a disinformation board to police the speech of Americans who questioned the vaccine, who had questions about masks. This is an administration that is totally out of control. And I tell you, it will take a long time to repair the basic constitutional norms and democratic norms here that this administration is trampling. But Jesse, what this makes clear to me above all is that though our constitutional framework of government is strong, and I believe that, we have deep corruption in our government, deep corruption.
And there's the rub. You ready? Here's my rub. Let's play a little bit of that Josh Hawley for just a second and pick this up. Listen.
Of Americans who questioned the vaccine, who had questions about masks.
Right.
This is an administration that is totally out of control. And I tell you, it will take a long time to repair the basic constitutional norms and democratic norms here.
Let me just stop. That's the rub in all of this. What's the rub? By the way, is my call screen working? I mean, everything else is down. How's that working? The rub happens to be, ladies and gentlemen, am I allowed to say that?
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Folks, the rub is that it's going to take a long time to detangle this, to unravel this, to get back to constitutional norms. I cannot tell you how many times when I was in Salt Lake City that I talked to Senator Mike Lee about that very issue. And Senator Mike Lee, someone who is very calm, very measured, very sensible, common sense, brilliant, puts your mind at ease and talks about how, and I've had this conversation with him about, you don't want to do to them what they do to you. You got to get back to the moorings of the Constitution, right? Listen to what I'm saying. that there are people that are saying, why are we not using the same tactics? What are we doing here? Why are we not going after them the way they go after us? And then there are some that say, no, you can't do that because you can't be like them to get back to the place that we need to get to. We need to show the American people that here's the mooring, here's the rails, here's how we get back on the rails. This is where we want to get. And we don't want to pull it too hard to get back on that rail because when you do that, then you alienate people because tit for tat going after eye for an eye, however you want to put it. Well, the problem right now is that we don't even get to that place. Like, we don't even have enough people in Congress with spines to even make a measured push towards getting back on the rails. And I don't care about talk. I care about walk. Nobody in life cares about your talk. I don't care about you telling me all the things and how awesome you are and how awesome this is and how all the time you do all of these things. Listen, I don't know what your motivation is for telling me all the things that you do. I like to see how you're doing things. What are your deeds? Are you doing things? And by the way, are you doing things humbly and quietly? I don't know, maybe that's a weird aside. You don't have to announce to me that I don't know how to say this. Maybe I shouldn't even say it. I'll say it anyway. You don't have to announce to me you're philanthropic. Just be philanthropic. Who are you trying to impress? You don't have to announce to me that you do things in your life to impress me. I'm not the person to impress. You're not even the person to impress. Humility, there's something biblical about humility. It's hard. But man, when you talk about going after the FBI, we're going to clean house. Boy, if you elect us, I'm telling you what, we're going to set up committees. And let me tell you something, Merrick Garland, you better not get rid of any documents because it's going to be our... Okay, you better walk that walk. And the only reason why people have given Republicans the benefit of the doubt is because they see how destructive Democrats have been, and they desperately want you to save the day. They need help, and there's only one place that they can go to get it. And then you don't deliver, and then the pendulum swings, and then you're like, why did we lose? How did we possibly lose? How is Nancy Pelosi possibly back as the as Speaker of the House?
Bowl of doggy do.
Because you didn't deliver. Because you didn't deliver. We have a republic to save. We have a constitution to save. So if there was ever a time where you need to walk a walk and stop the yapping and actually do something and be tough to save the country, yeah, maybe now's the time. It's not time to be passive. It's time to get us back on the rails as quickly as possible and make it happen. And don't talk about it. Walk it. Does that make sense? Jake, was that a little harsh? Was that... Is that okay to put it that way? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Do you understand where I'm coming from? I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just, well, okay. It's just an epiphany I'm having of, I don't know. You know, you could be humble and tough. You could be a humble person and not project everything that you do. And, you know, what's your motivation? That's what you ask in life of people, right? What's your motivation? Like, why do you do things? Well,
can't if you're sensitive.
What do you mean? What's that?
I said you can't if you're sensitive.
You can't what? To ask somebody what their motivation is?
No, prior.
What did I say prior?
You can't put me on a spot like this. And
Okay.
My brain goes blank.
You're putting me on the spot like this. Sorry. The technical issues are driving our brains a little crazy. He's working overtime to try to figure out what in the world's going on back there. But I know it's a weird aside. It's just there's something really special about people who are humble, who don't announce things that they do. They just do it. And then when you hear about these people, it's like, I never knew that this person did this. I never knew they were so philanthropic. I never knew that they gave to these causes. I never knew that they did these things behind the scenes because they're not out to impress you. They're not even trying to do it to impress themselves. Maybe there's a higher power that they're trying to, maybe not impress, but just to do the will. You know what I mean? Just you're doing something because you should be doing it. Not to get any attaboys and not a pat on the back or anything like that. You're just doing it because it's what you should be doing. It's not even necessarily because you're doing it because it's the right thing to do. You're doing it because that's what you should do. It's a tough place to be when humility is hard, to be humble and present. All right, I don't know how I got off on that tangent. I was just thinking about that last night talking to some folks. I know we got to take a break. Did you find out what an aorta is yet?
I don't even know how to spell it, so I can't find it.
I guess there's that. Let's see. I think it's A-E-O-R-T-A or A-O-R-T-A.
Yeah, you would think Google would have figured out what I was trying to put.
No, don't give that Google credit. Now, if it was Jeeves, then you might give it credit.
Is that another word I have to look up?
239-479-5592. Let's take a break. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
This is Representative Bob Rommel with a special Florida reminder. We are just at the beginning of our hurricane season. That's right. Hurricane season does not end until November 30th. So make a plan and buy your hurricane supplies before there's a rush. To be ready, here are some items you should always have. 2 flashlights with plenty of batteries, a standard first aid kit, a 3-day supply of water and non-perishable food. It's also a good idea to buy a battery-operated radio. For more information, visit floridadisaster.org. Or if you need more assistance with any state or local agency, don't hesitate to call my office at 239-417-6200 or email me at bob.rommel@myflorida.gov. Have a safe and blessed summer. This is Representative Bob Rommel with a hurricane safety announcement paid by the Florida House of Representatives.
I'm Lisa King, candidate to be your clerk of the Circuit Court. Public safety, saving taxpayer dollars, and improved customer service are my top priorities. In listening to the citizens of Lee County, they agree. As a Lee County native, serving you has been my career. I worked 6 years in the clerk's office and 23 years of additional experience with the administrative office of the courts. It gives me the understanding to know how to make the clerk's office more effective in our judicial system. I've been dedicated to the citizens of Lee County for 29 years, and I'm proud to have the endorsement of our top law enforcement officer, Lee County Sheriff Carmine Marcino. This election is your opportunity to have your voice heard. Lee County voters will choose the next clerk of the Circuit Court. I have the qualifications to do this job and do it well for you. I'm Lisa King, and I'm asking for your vote on August 23rd. Learn more at votelisakingforclerk.com. That's Lisa with a Z. #VoteKing. Paid by Lisa King, Republican for Lee County Clerk of the Circuit Court.
With kids out of school, friends and barbecues, and all the pool, boat, and beach days, it all makes for a good summer mess. Something Closet Factory has been solving home by home for decades, building completely custom garage wall organizers and summer sport and sand rooms and more, so you and the family can have all the fun that summer holds without tracking it into your home. To check out how fun a more streamlined summer can be, call or visit closetfactory.com. Summertime fun. That's how we build it.
Chevy Sales, Marty speaking.
Marty!
What's with the horn?
It's the summer closeout at Victory Lane Chevrolet. So they're getting big shipments of new Chevys. Whoa, there goes a bunch of new Equinox with 0% for 60 months.
Not again.
Yes, sir, Marty man.
How many Chevys you got?
Too many to count. Oh, that's a small shipment. Look at that. Hey, Marty, I think these are for you. During the summer closeout at Victory Lane Chevrolet. New Equinox with 0% for up to 60 months or make no payments for 120 days. Plus, bring us your trade and get an additional $1,000 off on any in-stock vehicle, regardless of your trade's condition. Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads. Online at victorylanechevrolet.com.
0% offer with approved credit. Must finance with GM Financial. All rebates to dealer offers do not combine. Some exclusions apply. Taxes and fees extra.
This is Kevin Carnes, your Lee County Clerk of Courts and Comptroller. One of the greatest honors of my life was getting the call that America's Governor, Ron DeSantis, had appointed me to the position of Clerk of Courts. Governor DeSantis knew my 15 years of experience working in the clerk's office, along with my conservative principles, made me the right choice to be your Clerk of Courts. I've worked hard to not let him or you down. Now, I'm running to continue serving in that capacity. I'm Kevin Carnes, and as your Clerk of Courts and Comptroller, I am dedicated to ensuring your government works transparently and you have open access to government records. I also stand as a check and balance to hold our local government accountable. As a lifelong conservative, you can trust me to make the best decisions with your tax dollars and always uphold our constitutional liberties. I'm Kevin Carnes, and I'm asking for your vote so I can keep working as your clerk of courts. After all, Governor DeSantis picked me, you should too. Paid by Kevin Carnes, Republican for Lee County Clerk of Courts.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
This Fox Business Report is presented by the Darda Real Estate Group at dardagroup.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
A free concert is set for New York's Central Park next month to fight extreme poverty. Metallica, Mariah Carey, and the Jonas Brothers will headline the Global Citizen Festival on September 24th. A source confirms to the New York Post that Elon Musk wants to talk to Twitter employees responsible for calculating the number of bots and spam accounts. It's a key issue in his attempt to cancel his deal to buy Twitter. Inflation could give Social Security recipients their largest boost since 1981. The Senior Citizens League estimates retirees would receive a 9.6% increase, or about $159 a month on average. And stocks rallied on news inflation slowed last month. The Dow rose 535 points. The Nasdaq jumped 360. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report. Invested in you.
There's a reason they call tasteless, stale food leftovers. Feed your brain the right way. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
In my experience over the years, I have talked to so many patients that were told, you've got arthritis, there's nothing that can be done for your back, neck, or leg pain. You'll just have to live with it. Arthritis means inflammation in a joint, a very general word that doesn't help much at all. What's more important is to discover what is causing the inflammation. At Johnston Spinal Care 596-BACK, I have found that very often one of the underlying problems is nerve or joint compression. Non-surgical spinal decompression is a simple but ingenious treatment that may be the solution you've been looking for, the safest and newest approach with long-lasting healing. Spinal decompression therapy helps relieve pain from herniated discs, neuropathy, sciatica, and stenosis, removing nerve compression and allowing blood and nutrition to go back into the spinal joints to start real healing. What you do today affects your tomorrow. Let us help. Johnston Spinal Care. Call 596-BACK for a free telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-2225.
It's Fred Kobe with the Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. We named Kobe Cooling after our family name, K-O-B-I-E. But there's more than one company using the Kobe name. If you want the original Kobe Cooling and the only Kobe Cooling, just dial 239-482-1542. There's other Kobe names in his business, but there's only one Kobe Cooling. The only complete NATE certified team in Southwest Florida. Period. The original Kobe family company. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. And no other. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in this business since 1949. Call 239-482-1542.
Our kids can't vote, but you can. I'm Denise Nystrom for Lee County School Board District 6. Everyone votes for me in District 6. As a former assistant superintendent of schools, I am not happy with our education system. I have attended all school board meetings, and with my skill set, I can hit the ground running. School board elections are critical. If we want our country back, we take our children back. I have the right credentials. I am the right choice. Vote August 23rd for Denise Nystrom. Paid for by Denise Nystrom for Lee County School Board District 6.
People who call QC Kinetics are pretty much fed up with joint pain.
It's to the point where it's affecting their quality of life. Maybe they can't pick up their grandchildren anymore, or golf, or play tennis, or walk with their friends.
Dr. Justin Garzone, Medical Director at QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, giving lasting joint pain relief with no drugs, no steroids, and no surgery.
The great thing about our therapies, there isn't any downtime. There's no side effects, so patients can get our treatment and continue on with their day-to-day life.
And Dr. Garzone speaks from experience. He had excruciating back pain and got relief at a QC Kinetics clinic.
Over a very short period of time, the pain went away completely, and I have had absolutely no symptoms or pain since my treatment.
Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN.
That's 239-893-PAIN. 239-893-PAIN.
We want to personally invite you to Duncan's Diamonds to see our beautiful selection of jewelry from the world's leading jewelry designers. Browse modern, vintage, and classic engagement ring styles. Looking for a ring that is truly unique and personal? Or you haven't found exactly what you're looking for? At Duncan's Diamonds, our personal jewelers, goldsmiths, and gemologists can create the perfect one-of-a-kind ring for you at Duncan's Diamonds. With our great financing and layaway plans, we make it easy for you. Visit Duncan's Diamonds today and leave confident you receive the highest quality at the best price. We have an unparalleled passion for bringing you the best in diamonds and jewelry. Best price guarantee, low monthly payments, and an unforgettable experience. All from Duncan's Diamonds. US 41, Gulf Coast Town Center, Naples at Mercado, and Port Charlotte Town Center.
Liberals suck. That's why we have Clay and Buck. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton. Today, noon to 3 on 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along. This is Daybreak with Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
I saw that cybersecurity experts are warning that North Korea is becoming more advanced at hacking people and stealing their cryptocurrency. And people who own Bitcoin right now are like, please take it.
Jake's laughing at that one. It's like, yeah, you might as well at this point. Man, it wasn't too long ago. It was like the snap of a finger, everybody. It was like this, where just a little while ago, that's all you talked about. It was NFTs, and it was Bitcoin, and it was crypto, and it was DeFi, and it was coins, and it was buying the dog-looking coin. What was that one? Ruff. What was the coin again? What was that called? Doge. The Doge coin. You got to get it, and we're going nuts, and we're trying to make money off of it. And now everybody's like, "What? Forget it. Just I don't even want to deal with it anymore. I'm out. I'm totally out of crypto."
Well, they're not entirely worthless yet.
No, we're not there. We're close. How close are we to be like we're just not paying attention to it anymore? Are we there already?
Like $25,000, I think, for an entire Bitcoin. So
yeah, but I know it's still for those that got it early. You're still okay. It's just nobody's seeing. Well, it's not moving at all. It's not doing anything. It's just kind of sitting at 20, 21, 22, 23,000. Just not doing anything.
What happens whenever you take and you make shoes, right? And you make thousands.
That's what I was thinking. What happens when you make shoes? I do that. I sit down almost every day. I sit and say, when I make shoes, please tell me you're going somewhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a quick comparison, really quick.
Help me.
Like the shoe market right now.
Mm-hmm.
So say a shoe comes out, right, and it costs $130, $140. Within 20 minutes, you can find that shoe on eBay after it's released for $600, $700, thousands of dollars, right?
Yeah.
It's because of exclusivity. They only make so many. So when all of the Bitcoins, this is just my prediction. This is my theory.
Mm-hmm.
When all of the Bitcoins are mined, all 22 million of them, and there's no more to mine, is whenever the numbers are going to skyrocket. Because there's only so many.
Right. Okay. Looking at some of the, nobody cares about crypto. So I'm just giving you some of the crypto headlines. Crypto's making a comeback. Did the U.S. government just declare war on crypto? Ethereum just pulled off its final test run ahead of one of the most important events in its history, which people are listening and saying, is there anything else to talk about? Yeah, there is. And there was one other story about how, I just looked at it and about how somebody is using, is it Mexico's using crypto? So there's some kind of news story about Mexico and crypto and Bitcoin and, No. It's Iran. Iran and Bitcoin. That's the story. If anybody really cares at all, just because we're trying to just full circle, just trying to bring it back around again. There was a big story about crypto, and there you go. In a groundbreaking development, Iran has made its first ever import arrangement using crypto. $10 million import order is just the beginning as Iran works to sidestep sanctions and pursue trade with other U.S.-targeted economies. By the end of September, the use of crypto and smart contracts will be widely used in foreign trade with target countries. So, as some have talked about before, what's happening is Iran is saying, all right, sanctions, U.S. dollar, people, we can't trade in the dollar. We're trying to find other places to deal, right? We're looking for the ruble, of trading with Russia, for example, and we're not going to use dollars. We're only using rubles. So good. So this is a way that we can do things with other countries that are friendly to us, like Russia and China, and doing that. How else can we deal with other countries without or get around sanctions? This is what Iran is doing. They're like crypto, and so now Iran is using crypto to make big, huge deals to get around sanctions. So just putting that out there. Nothing to see here. And maybe even not worth the time. 239-479-5592. Hey, speaking of not worth the time.
I got hairy legs.
I didn't even mention you yet. But yeah, there's Joe Biden. Joe Biden is president of the United States. And the latest Morning Cup of Joe from yesterday.
Sit back with your Morning Cup of Joe.
Not a joke.
Before I begin today, I want to say a word about the news that came out today relative to the economy. Actually, I just want to say a number. 0. Today, we received news that our economy had 0% inflation in the month of July. 0%.
Ooh. Jake, I feel it. It feels different today. That 0% in July. I felt like July was, it was June. I was struggling with gas prices. I was struggling with food. I was struggling with the fact that we've had, a 13% increase year over year. Last July, this July, 13% increase in food. And each individual item, as they've been going up 10, 20, 40, 50%, some of the things that we buy each and every day. It was weird. In June, I was struggling. Didn't know what I was going to do to feed the family. And then all of a sudden, July hit, and it's like, everything feels normal now. Like, I feel good. Like 0%. It feels like everything is fine. Right?
As soon as the clock hit midnight, we were good.
I couldn't believe it. And the whole month of July, I'm like, this is a 0% inflation atmosphere. I feel it. I guess that's the point, is that the consumer price index rose 8.5% year over year as of July. So a slight inflation cool down. So people are like, oh, maybe we're onto something here. Come on, Joe. You got this. Joe Biden's fixing it. I can't even say it with a straight face. Even Pelosi's laughing. You better believe it. 9.1 inflation reading observed in June marked the highest reading since 1981. July's slightly more moderate reading was driven by month-to-month declines in energy expenses, including a 7% decrease in gasoline prices. Yet food, new vehicles, medical care, shelter, shoelaces, bonbons, you name it, everything else is continuing to increase. So, as the president deftly said yesterday, 0%. It's okay. So how is that possible? As he mentions,
here's what that means.
Yeah, what does it mean?
Well, the price of some things go up.
Yep.
Went up last month. The price of other things went down by the same amount.
Yeah. That's weird. Some things went up, Jake, but other things went down. So what happened is gas prices went down. Do you know why gas prices have gone down? Would anybody like to guess? Would anybody like to venture to guess? 239-479-5592. And if you want to call about anything that you would like today, I'm kind of amped up today. It's kind of that Thursday, especially if you want to challenge some things, especially if you're a Democrat. If you're somebody who's a leftist, a liberal Democrat, and you want to call the show this morning, I'd love to hear from you. I'm just kind of amped up. So go ahead. Do you have any idea why gas prices are going down? The reason why the price of gas is going down so much is because nobody's using it the way they were before, because it's too expensive. See, that's what happens. You drive the prices through the roof and people are like, I'm out. And they don't use gas as much. It's not because you've done anything special. They're just not driving as much anymore because they can't afford it. They got to make a choice. So the president's like, yeah, some things are going up, some things are going down. It's really weird. Gas goes down because we're not driving around as much. But hey, is food important to you? Maybe a new vehicle is important to you. Hey, is medical care a big deal for you? Your home? Yeah, all of those things are still going up, but nothing to see here. Everything is fine. So we are certainly not heading in the right direction. Oh, we're getting lots of calls today. All right. Take them all. Take them all. Let's see what we've got here. I might even just do a whole half an hour worth of phones. If you would like to call, 239-479-5592. So Joe Biden got this under control. Inflation, no big deal. We're golden. So, all right. All right, hold on a second. It's Carl from Bushwood who wanted to say a few things. I can't hear you yet, Carl. Hold on. Jake's technically... All right, is he there? So that's not working today either. So the phone lines aren't working? I just asked all these people to call. They're all calling, and the phone lines don't work. So let's try it again. Are you there? Carl from Bushwood. All right. Well, then we could start the music off. There's no Carl from Bushwood. Well, let's see if anybody else is here, or if it's just our phone lines. Let's see. Ray. Ray, are you?
Ray, yeah.
Ray's there. All right. So Carl just left us for a minute. All right. Ray is there. Hey, Ray, how are you?
I'm doing good, man.
Yeah.
Just incredible. We're sitting here paying $1.50. We're giving away 1 million gallons a day that we paid $1.50 for. And we're going to replace it with $4 and $5 gas. What's that going to do for our 0 monthly inflation?
Yeah,
in about a year or two.
Yeah,
it's going to be destructive.
It seems odd, right, that those little things we don't talk about, how we filled up the strategic reserves with cheap gas because, one former president was kind of doing some good stuff with that, and we filled it all up, and now we're using it for something that we shouldn't be using it for. It's nice to know that we're depleting all of that. And, hey, if somebody decided that maybe a war is inevitable or evident in front of us, and we do need it for some other reason, strategically, we don't have a reserve. But, hey, the prices have dribbled down. And right, exactly. So we've depleted that cheap gas out of there. It's remarkable, right?
Great thing. It's a great thing.
No, it's not a great thing, Ray. Let's be honest.
Yeah. We talk to people and they think everything's great. He's dropping the gas prices. Like, no, he's not.
Yeah. People aren't.
Give it a year.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Ray. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it. All right, Jim's at Cape Coral. Hi, Jim.
Good morning. I love how the president has dropped gas prices. He's wonderful. He's great. That's why my electric bill has doubled since last June. When last June I paid $172. This June, I'm paying $353. I doubled, and I'm using less electricity this June than I did last June. Woo! He's helping me. I love the president.
I love it. That's tongue in cheek, right, Jim? It's
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just checking because
paying more money. Remember, you got to spend money to make money. Joe said, write a check, even if there's no money in the bank account. Write a check because you got to spend money to make money. But my banker won't let me do that. I told her, I said, I got money. I don't got any money in my bank account, but I'm going to write a check from my other bank account, and then I'm going to put the money into this bank account, and then I'm going to write another check and put it in the other bank account. Can I do that? She says, no, it's illegal. But the federal government can do it.
Yeah, well, who's going to go after them? You're not going to have any Republicans going after them. Hey, speaking of which, here's something that we don't talk about enough, Jim. And I mentioned this the other day, and maybe you can help me because you sound like wise beyond your years. I don't know how old you are, but however,
I'm only 27.
Yeah, triple it. You're like an 80-year-old. You're like, you know what you're like? You remind me of. Yeah, just like that. That's you. You're
true international average of pressure.
Yes, I put you on the same in the same category. All right, here we go. Here's the thing. When is enough enough? In other words, for Republicans and Democrats both, when are we going to stop spending? Like, when is it like, now we're going to stop?
I can tell you, when we've run out of other people's money.
We've already run out of other people's money. That's the point, Jim. We don't have it. It doesn't exist.
We can print more. That's what's Remember, they said we can always print more.
And the Republicans allow. And listen, Jim, I got to go. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it. And the Republicans. I'm just not everyone, but some Republicans allowed Democrats to get away with this narrative that you don't get it, guys. We are allowed to print money. The Fed can do this. It's okay because we still have the faith and credit of the United States government. We still have a booming economy. We can still do all of these things. All right, maybe we're not booming. We're functioning. Some might say right now that we're doing pretty well, the economy. So we can do this. It's okay. It's different than if other countries do it, because when other countries do it, it's devalue. You're taking away value, devaluing the currency, and it's a different situation. They don't have the economies, and Republicans let Democrats get away with that. And I think there were even some Republicans that are like, yeah, I guess that's kind of true. No, that's not true. It's just it's nonsense. All right, last call before we go to break, okay, Jake? Or no, do we need to go now? No. Don't give me that face. We got to go now. Okay. Listen, Matt and JR and David, you all stay there. When we come back on the other side of the break, because Jake's going to kill me if I don't go now. Well, not really kill me. I mean, we shouldn't say that. That's not true. It wouldn't be like that kind of. We'll take your calls, whatever you want to talk about. And especially if you're a big lefty in this country or in the Southwest Florida, or wherever you're listening to us. Love to hear from you this morning. Let's have a dialogue, shall we? 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Smart homeowners know that proper maintenance of their home's AC can save a bundle in the long run. Trust our comfort specialists at 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating to keep your AC running strong. A proactive tune-up can actually help your AC run more efficiently and save you money on your electric bill. Call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time or you don't pay a dime. Always on time or you don't pay a dime.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
This is Jada Langford Fleming. I spent 20 years in the classroom as a teacher, but walked away when our school district stopped putting children first, stopped respecting teachers, and forced us to indoctrinate our students with their liberal agendas. I'm running for Lee County School District to change that. I'm running to bring the education of our children back to the forefront of the district's priorities. And I am determined to change the current culture and put parents and taxpayers back in charge of our schools. I'm Jada Langford Fleming. I'm a 7th-generation Floridian, and this community means everything to me. I grew up on many of your TV screens advertising my parents' local car dealership. Remember, y'all spoken here. Well, that was me. Now I'm a mom and a businesswoman who's fed up with our school board and ready to make a change. I'm Jada Langford Fleming, and I am running to bring common sense conservative leadership to our school board, and I'd be honored to have your vote. Paid by Jada Langford Fleming for Lee County School Board, District 6.
Did you know that King Roofing has expert dedicated repair crews to troubleshoot roof problems? They can fix everything from tree damage to broken tiles and, of course, roof leaks. Do you have a leak or water stains or tile damage? Call King Roofing, a roofing company with the right team to repair it. King Roofing, experienced in roof repair for over 40 years.
License number CCC 057279.
Every castle deserves a king.
Dear Lee County residents, on August 23rd, you'll elect a new county commissioner due to the passing of Frank Mann. I'm Joseph Gambino, and I'm not a politician. I don't have any special interest to serve on the county commission seat. I always put God, family, and country first. Lee County is one of the fastest growing counties in our nation. I'm committed to keep taxes low and maintain our quality of life. I'll get right to work and tackle the key issues in our county, like rapid development, rising electric rates, supporting small businesses, and water quality. My opponents are wealthy, power-hungry tycoons, one in construction development and the other a serial politician in commercial real estate. I doubt their motives as county commissioner have anything to do with improving life for you or your family. Elect me, and I will owe no favors to anyone except doing what's in the best interest of the residents of Lee County. I will be a commissioner for the people. So, on August 23rd, vote for Joseph Gambino, Lee County Commissioner, District 5. I'm Joseph Gambino, and I approve this message.
Hey, folks, can I let you in on a little secret, a little something to talk about?
Sean Henderson here, bringing news that Walker's Marine is under new ownership. That's right, Mr. Walker sold the dealership to us at OneWater in March of 21. Over the last year, we've worked diligently to make buying or servicing your boat in Southwest Florida headache-free. In fact, we've made so much progress that our partners at Pursuit Boats and the good folks at Yamaha Outboard paid for this ad to inform you of our improvements. The new Walker's Marine has doubled staff in all of our service locations from Cape Coral to Marco Island. If you're looking to upgrade the old boat and trade her in for something new or used, give us a call. Find us at walkersmarine.com, select your nearest location, and come see us. Tons of boats in stock. We've got new boats, used boats, brokerage boats, consignment boats, and even a banana boat. Actually, I might have to check our banana boat inventory. Seriously, folks, we are here and better prepared than ever to assist with all of your boating needs. And hey, we're always open at walkersmarine.com. Again, that's walkersmarine.com.
Rush Limbaugh warned us.
Ford O'Connell. He wants to turn the Republican Party into a rhino party.
Rhino. Ford O'Connell is a creature of the D.C. swamp. He trashed Ronald Reagan, endorsed amnesty for illegals, even called President Trump's candidacy beyond idiotic.
Ford O'Connell says, we have to embrace the LGBTs. We have to embrace this counterculture. We must be on the leadership team that advances comprehensive immigration reform. In other words, amnesty. Ford O'Connell is a Republican establishment millennial. They want to come in and under the theory of saving the Republican Party, they want to turn it into something it really has never been. And if that's how you want people to think of you, become a Democrat.
Rush was right. Rhino Ford O'Connell. So liberal, he might as well be a Democrat.
Paid electioneering communications paid for by Floridians for Positive Change, 120 South Monroe Street, Tallahassee, Florida, 32301.
Still no details from the Justice Department. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Or Attorney General Merrick Garland on Monday's FBI raid of former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago, Florida residence. Republicans are demanding answers. Senator Josh Hawley tells Fox,
this is a serious, serious breach of the rule of law, which is why Garland needs to go. And if he won't resign, he ought to be impeached.
Now, the FBI director is talking about one thing related to the raid. Fox's Tanya J. Powers explains live.
David, deplorable and dangerous. That's what the FBI director Chris Wray is calling threats using violent rhetoric made by supporters of former President Donald Trump following the FBI's search of his Mar-a-Lago home. Wray says of the threats online, quote, violence against law enforcement is not the answer. Some posters on sites popular with right-wing extremists have called for the assassinations of federal agents and even U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland. Dave.
Tony, the New York Times and the Albany Times Union and the conservative group Judicial Watch have all filed motions for the federal judge who signed off on the raid to make the search warrant public. The Trump legal team may seek a court order for a complete inventory on what FBI agents took from the home. The former president spent hours under oath yesterday, but he didn't say anything to New York's Attorney General.
Later issuing a press release that he exercised his Fifth Amendment right during the deposition. Now, the questions, of course, part of a civil investigation into the Trump organization's business practices.
Fox's Laura Engel, a police officer, is in critical condition after she was shot in Richmond, Indiana.
I think everybody is in shock, maybe a little disbelief that this is actually happening here.
It happened at a traffic stop. Other officers fired back, stopping and wounding the suspect. A police officer also shot and wounded in Arcadia, California. For the first time since March, the price at the pump is under $4 a gallon on average. AAA has regular gas at $3.99. Gas has dropped 58 days in a row from June's record high of almost $5.02. America's listening to Fox News.
From early morning to late at night, the station that gets it right is 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
This Fox News update is presented by Freedom Dental of Fort Myers. Online at freedomdentalftmyers.com.
Wink News. Traffic.
A crash eastbound on the Midpoint Bridge has traffic backed up on Veterans Memorial for roughly 2 miles. Again, there are flashing lights on the bridge where you're getting by in just one lane. Go ahead and use Cape Coral Parkway and the Cape Coral Bridge if you're heading to Fort Myers. We also do want to tell you, North Fort Myers, you are seeing some issues. Westbound on Bay Shore, you have the largest traffic backup for I-75. There are flashing lights and a large white SUV in the left-hand center lane. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. Belinda Post, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
Another hazy but dry start to your Thursday with Saharan dust still blanketing the area. This will continue to limit our rain chances, though we are expecting some isolated areas of rain and thunderstorms as we head into late this afternoon and into early this evening. In the meantime, look for a mix of sun and clouds with haze. It's going to be a hot one today. In fact, we should be tying a record for some areas. The forecast high close to 95 degrees, some upper 90s for inland portions of southwest Florida. Heading into tonight, we quiet things down after another dry start for your Friday, 77 for overnight low. We're back into the middle and upper 90s for your Friday afternoon with more isolated afternoon thunderstorms and one more day of really hazy conditions before the Saharan dust begins to dissipate for this upcoming weekend and we return with some higher chances for rain. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Find conservative sanity and Sean Hannity at rightallalong.net. 92.5 Fox News is streaming live around the clock.
You'd think an Army veteran with a military career including multiple combat deployments throughout the Middle East would be a great American. And you'd be right. But Joe Vanderbosch also happens to be a great dentist. An Army veteran of 8 years, Dr. Joe now makes his home in Southwest Florida, where his wife Sarah grew up.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch, Freedom Dental on Metro Parkway in Fort Myers. In the Army, I received extra training in order to provide dental care in virtually any condition. That's why I can manage many dental treatments without the need to refer to a specialist. I served my country proudly for 8 years. Now I want to serve you in your dental needs. Special discounts for former and active military without dental insurance.
Dr. Vanderbosch provides emergency care and is now accepting new patients for cleaning, extractions, crowns, implants, and more. Find them online at freedomdentalfortmyers.com. That's freedomdentalfortmyers.com. Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch. Go to freedomdentalfortmyers.com.
Your family can get a lot more done when you work together, like making dinner together, doing laundry together, and even saving together with the FPL Energy Manager. It uses real data from your smart meter to tell you where your energy is going, then gives you easy-to-follow tips that the whole family can help with, and save you more than $30 a month. So don't miss out. Check out your free FPL Energy Manager at fpl.com/takecontrol and start saving together.
Chevy Sales, Marty speaking.
Marty!
What's with the horn?
It's the summer closeout at Victory Lane Chevrolet. So they're getting big shipments of new Chevys. Whoa, there goes a bunch of new Equinox with 0% for 60 months.
Not again.
Yes, sir, Marty man.
How many Chevys you got?
Too many to count. Oh, that's a small shipment. Look at that. Hey, Marty, I think these are for you. During the summer closeout at Victory Lane Chevrolet. New Equinox with 0% for up to 60 months or make no payments for 120 days. Plus, bring us your trade and get an additional $1,000 off on any in-stock vehicle, regardless of your trade's condition. Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads. Online at victorylanechevrolet.com.
0% offer with approved credit. Must finance with GM Financial. All rebates to dealer. Offers do not combine. Some exclusions apply. Taxes and fees extra.
Rock Solid is giving away free countertops where you only pay for labor.
Wow, did you hear that? Free countertops. We just pay for labor. With those savings, I could get new golf clubs.
Relax, Tiger. First, we need a new dishwasher for our new home.
That's right. Rock Solid is giving new home and business owners free countertop materials. You only pay for labor.
But I really need
a new dishwasher, honey, for our new home.
Call Rock Solid at 239-596-7676 or come into Rock Solid in Naples and Port Charlotte. Free countertops. See store for details. Jason and Todd with the Diamond District invite you to their Wedding Band Expo this weekend, Saturday, August 13th and Sunday the 14th. America's top bridal designers will join the Diamond District with the largest selection of wedding bands, and Jason and Todd will give you 20% off manufacturer's direct pricing.
Hi, I'm Kathy Stout. I'm running for Lee County School Board District 1. I'm a parent, not a politician, a businesswoman, not a lawyer. My priorities: kids first with safe schools, higher academic achievement, and a curriculum focused on education of excellence. As a community role model to children and parents, I do believe we can go beyond the classroom as partners in our children's hopes and dreams. On August 23rd, vote Kathy Stout for Lee County School Board District 1. I'm Kathy Stout, and I approve this message.
Every search you make, every click you take, they'll be watching you.
Are you tired of being tracked online? There's a simple solution. DuckDuckGo.
It's an all-in-one privacy app with a built-in private search engine, web browser, one-click data clearing, email protection, and more, all for free. Download the app today and get the most comprehensive privacy protection with the push of a button. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do.
Thank you for giving us the voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic. I want to thank you for your support for veterans in the military. Educating us. Standing up for conservatism. Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Oh, it's a day of delusions. People are delusional. And I got a whole show filled with how we have delusional people in this country that want you to believe something and have no idea what they're talking about, or maybe they do and they're delusional. That's the whole idea of being delusional. And it extends to the culture. It extends to politics. Wait till you hear some of the audio and some of the news that I have today. It stretches from the interview that happened yesterday afternoon, when after the FBI decided that, hey, maybe we should go rummage through Mar-a-Lago and see if there's anything that we can find related to, well, we really don't know until we actually see the warrant and can actually find out exactly what's in there. And we got a couple of questions about why they would go there and whether or not it was for purposes of National Archives information or documents, or whether or not it was declassified information on Russiagate and the Hillary Clinton email scandal, or whether it was finding definitive evidence of a crime, January 6th, and searching for crimes, or what it was. So you have people on the streets of New York City being asked about the criminal Donald Trump, and what about locking him up, and some people outside of Trump Tower yesterday.
Is this unprecedented to arrest a former president for not turning in documents?
A former president that had committed this many provable criminal acts.
But what are the provable criminal acts, I guess?
Provable criminal acts. Well, I'm done talking.
They're talking to you. You're delusional. Okay, good job. You've got a president of the United States who wants to let everybody know.
Actually, I just want to say a number. 0. Today, we received news that our economy had 0% inflation in the month of July. 0%.
0%? Well, how do you like that? That sure sounds delusional to me. I don't know. Oh, look at this. Hold on a second. Chris Hudson's on the line right here. Americans for Prosperity, AmericansForProsperity.org. They do some great, great work. And maybe Chris knows a thing or two about some people being delusional when it comes to inflation and some of the things that we're paying for, prices. First of all, hey, good morning, Chris. How are you, sir?
Good morning. I'm great because, you're finally highlighting, like so many others on a fine morning, there's the nothing to see here trick I play with my dog. The Biden administration is playing with us when it comes to inflation.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe Joe Biden thinks he's talking to his dog. Although I'm not sure if he has the dogs around anymore because they're too busy biting Secret Service agents. But that's a whole other subject. So I don't know. What's going on with you when you see all of this that's been happening with the inflation issues that we have, and Joe Biden talking about zero inflation in July, and I guess some people trying to make the case that it's transitory, but it's not. But people are feeling better about things. But gas prices is a perfect example. Like, we're supposed to feel good about where gas prices are now, considering that we're still at some pretty high levels looking back when the former administration was in office, and even before this one took office, prices were a little bit different, weren't they?
Yeah, prices were about $2.38, which is something that Americans for Prosperity is crisscrossing the country in key areas, trying to highlight for all Americans. And we're actually doing that today, Drew, in Fort Myers. The true cost of Washington tour is coming through Fort Myers, and for 1 hour only 1 hour, from 12:30 to 1:30 at the Sunoco at 2241 Park 82 Drive, Fort Myers, Florida, we are going to be offering gas. We're going to pay down the price for you Fort Myers drivers and listeners to $2.38, which was the price of gas before President Biden decided to destroy American abundance of energy, decided to hide the ball on us. And then, as so often happens, Drew, the good news about politicians, in particular President Biden, is that you can pretty much count on what they're going to do. So we built this campaign knowing that they would make things worse, then try to make things better. But we at Americans for Prosperity are not going to allow the Biden administration to do that. They created this mess. We intend to continue to highlight the mess at the pumps across the country by, again, dropping the price of gas to $2.38 for those of you who happen to pass by that Sunoco at 2241 Park Drive, Fort Myers, Florida.
All right, so let me get this straight. From 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. this afternoon, 12:30 to 1:30, so for 1 hour only, you can get gas at the Sunoco station, 2241 Park 82 Drive in Fort Myers, $2.38, but only for an hour.
Only for an hour. Okay. We think that that's a great enough time to go and talk to the folks as they come get gas about all the other policies driving inflation. And you know what? It's not just one thing. It's not just the price at the pump, Drew. You've been talking about it every single morning for days on end. It is at the grocery store. It is when we do basic things. It's when we buy homeschool supplies. It's when we buy in-school supplies. Every single thing is costing more for every parent right now, and it's all coming to a final boiling point ahead of an election.
Yeah. And, we certainly, and I'll ask you this question and then we'll go, because I know one thing that you care about, and we've talked about this personally, is doing something. And I mentioned it again this morning, Chris. It's great to have this talk. It's great to say you're going to do things, but you got to walk a walk. I mean, we've got to do something coming up. We've got to change this, and we need to not only have a party that is willing to stand up and say enough is enough, but we also have to have two parties. Everyone decide when is enough spending enough, Chris? Like, when is it, like I just brought up a little while ago, when is it that when both parties would be like, okay, we're good now. Okay, we can stop now. Like, we need this more than ever. We need people to be bold and step into that space, considering that now you see what destructive policies look like. If you know what they look like and you know how it happened, then you've got to reverse course and you got to get back to a place of sanity. Does that make sense?
It 100% does, Drew. But I think we have to get to November. And more importantly, we need to ensure that when the policy majority changes hands, because it is likely the Republicans will grab one or more of the two chambers. If they do, they have to have a plan, and they have to execute that plan, and they have to maintain and keep their promises. Because they, frankly, right now, are the only ones who can do it. We have to wait a little bit longer for the opportunity for some sanity, for some common sense policies that will reduce prices for all of us, put us in a much better position economically, and frankly, for our well-being and our quality of life. I'm flying to Alaska, Drew, in 48 hours because I have to go have a conversation with two particular U.S. senators about their spending beliefs. And I can tell you, it's not just Florida, it's not just the Democrats, it's everybody. And we've got to prime the pump now so that when it comes time, we turn on nothing but the good policies that are going to make America great.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, Chris Hudson joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Americans for Prosperity, americansforprosperity.org, a great website. Go to the website, check out what they're doing. And today, check out for 1 hour only, 12:30 to 1:30. Today, you can get gas, a gallon of gas, regular gas, $2.38, and it's at the Sunoco, at 2241 Park 82 Drive in Fort Myers. And we'll continue to talk about it this morning so people know. And Chris, good job. All right, all the best, my friend. We'll speak soon, okay? Because there's a lot of other things we can dig into in the future. It's a busy day, as you can imagine, but it's not going to end anytime soon for us to have another conversation. So I'll see you soon, okay? All right, see ya. 239-479-5592. All right, Matt's in Fort Myers. Matt's calling because he wanted to weigh in on a couple of different things. I'm not really sure, Matt. Let's start with you this morning. What's on your mind, sir?
Yeah, so we're just coming back to gas prices here. Joe Biden wants to claim that he dropped all the prices because he unloaded the strategic reserve full of our cheap gas, but I don't think enough people realize that right about the time that Roe v. Wade was weighed in on, the Supreme Court also ruled that the EPA, when they started regulating carbon emissions during the Obama administration, that they had no regulatory authority to do so. Gas prices are dropping because of this, I believe. And again, Joe Biden's just trying to take credit for something he did not do.
Yeah. Well, that sounds familiar, doesn't it? I mean, there are a couple of different things and it's a great point, and thanks for the call, Matt. I appreciate it. We hear about the destructive policies of more of our alphabet bureaucracies. Listen, it's not just the FBI, it's not just the CIA, it's not just the IRS, 87,000 new agents, which, by the way, are we really going to get 87,000 agents? The American Thinker had a great article on that issue. Maybe an optimistic take on all those new IRS agents. And I read this and I thought, maybe we'll bring this up. So that's coming up in just a second. But, more on places like the EPA and even Jennifer Granholm, who's the energy secretary, who's, again, bringing up this from yesterday. Check this out. This is her talking about, look, you hate the price of gas. Go buy an EV. What's the matter with you?
Today, your price of gas here, I think, is on average $4.51. That is a huge savings to not have to do that, to be able to use electricity. In fact, the difference can be about, $40 per fill-up, maybe even more. So depending on where you are, the bottom line is the cost of driving all in an electric vehicle, especially if you buy the models that are lower, that are more affordable, it's a huge savings.
It's a huge savings, Jake. All you got to do is go buy an electric vehicle. There's huge savings there. Now, granted, some of the average cost of your electric vehicles is $67,000, and we come to find out yesterday through Axios, so funny enough that we're told that you're going to get all of these rebates, all this money from the government, $7,500 in subsidies if you go buy an electric vehicle. The problem is you have to buy one with American-made batteries, and guess what? We don't have that yet. So, you're not going to get any subsidies. And there's a 200,000 vehicle limit on Tesla and GM cars that would be able to have any kind of subsidies anyway. And they've already hit the limit. So you can't get a dime from the government. Hey, that's kind of interesting that they didn't bring that up. It's weird how they don't talk about that. But again, the Energy Secretary, Granholm, continues to go out and starts talking about buying electric vehicles. You got to go out there and get it. She wants to electrify all aspects of transportation, right?
You want to make sure that you're electrifying all aspects of transportation. So the president has this goal of getting to 100% electrification.
Yeah, the president's all about this. 100%. Let's go. Let's electrify everything. Of course, where you're getting that electric is interesting because everybody knows you get electricity for your home and to electrify those vehicles and all transportation from wind and solar. I mean, that's where we get it from. That's where it's at. You just go into Fort Myers right now. Go to the FPL plant. Go check it out. The wind turbines that are out there are just unbelievable. They're beautiful. The big. It's weird. They look like stacks. It's almost like it's a natural gas situation, and that's stacks, and that's what they're doing there to produce the electricity. It's weird. I know it looks that way, but that's not what it is. They're actually giant solar tubes and wind turbine. What? Yeah, they're not buying it. The energy secretary continues to go out and try to convince the American people that you've got to go buy an electric vehicle in order to get the savings that you're looking for. And everybody's looking at her and going, shush. I'd say shut up, but that's really rude. We don't want people telling the energy secretary to shut up. That would be very bad. And Jake did that earlier. He mouthed it, and I don't want you to do that, Jake. I don't want you to tell the energy secretary to shut up. That's rude. Can you not?
I guess.
Thank you. Little baby steps. Just don't do that. They're not going to do it. And people are just trying to figure out what to do. How do we get past all of these prices?
Food prices soaring, climbing 10.9% from a year earlier. Biggest increase since 1979. Essentials like cereal, like dairy products, certain ones of them, posting record year-over-year rises.
Yeah, don't let the very quaint English accent there, British accent, fool you. That's Bloomberg they're talking about. It's in this country we're talking about the food prices rising, the most since 1979. 16% for cereal, 38% for eggs, 14% for dairy products, frozen fruits and vegetables, 10%. I can go on and on. You already know. You've heard these numbers. We all know what's happening here. So how do we change it? More IRS agents. That's what I say. Okay. Hey, when we come back, let's take a break. All right, well, let's take one more call, and then we'll take a break. Is that okay, Jake? I'm looking at the time. We could do that. All right. This is John. John's in Fort Myers. John, I don't know what John wants to talk about. I can't really see it on my screen. Well, that's not Jake's fault. That's my fault.
I heard it during the news break that a lot of calls for violence on FBI agents on conservative social media platforms.
Who? Wait. Who's doing that?
This is what I heard on the news break, that there's been a lot of calls for the. And my point is, this is all going to get blamed on Trump, and they're going to call this January 6th all over again. The aftermath of Mar-a-Lago, how it riled up all these conservatives, all these Trump supporters. And you watch, there's going to be someone's going to die, and it's going to be called by the media blood on Trump's hands. I'm like guaranteeing this whole thing, they're going to call it January 6th all over again. Trump incited it.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, thanks for the call, John. I appreciate it. Number one, I haven't talked to personally one single person that's called for violence against anybody at all. So if Fox National is talking about conservative sites or conservatives or people saying we have to commit some kind of act of violence against anyone, I don't know where they're getting that from. I don't know who's saying it, and that's wrong. Stop, whoever's doing that. No, that's not what we should do. So I'd be curious to know what that story was, if it actually happened. I got to check out maybe the bottom of the hour news or the top of the next hour, because that's not a good thing. That's the first thing. The second thing is, I wouldn't be surprised if that is part of what has been happening here. There is this concern of some that people will resort to violence of some kind because of what has taken place, which would be awful, which shouldn't happen. That's not who we are. That's not what we should be doing. It's not what we're about. But if one person were to do it, and let's just say it was one person that, I don't know, I don't want to, I'll just, let me, where's my tinfoil hat? I got to reach. Let me just put my tinfoil hat on here for a second. Yeah, it'd be weird if somebody were to commit, or a couple of people were to commit some kind of act of violence, like smashing windows or doing something, maybe not against a human being, but, violence against a building, cars, vehicles, or whatever, just did something, was being destructive under the guise of, I'm ticked off because of what happened to Trump. That would be a weird thing, wouldn't it? If it just happened, and the timing seems suspicious, considering what John's saying and what a lot of people are thinking, which is, man, it almost feels like that's what they're asking for. Like the left would love to see that happen, because then they can say, here we go, January 6th all over again, to his point. All right, let me take the tinfoil. Okay, good. Let's pray that that's not the case, and let's not do that, and it wouldn't be us. I don't know anybody that's saying anything like that. I would question it. All right, let's take a break. 239-479-5592. Tomorrow, this show will be speaking to you live from Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road in Naples. It's our first Friday of the month makeup from last week. We'll be broadcasting live from there. Hope to see you 6 to 9 a.m. broadcasting live with Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
Joe Biden's plan for America? Recycled leftovers. Time for some right thinking. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
So are you sick and tired of that constant pain in your knees or hips or back, especially this time of year? You need to be moving pain-free, right? Hey, it's Drew Steele for the team at QC Kinetics. Look, QC Kinetics is helping people here every day, giving them lasting pain relief using the latest advances in regenerative medicine. The science is simple. They concentrate on your own body's healing agents and apply them to your aching joints, restoring and repairing damaged tissue with no drugs, no steroids, and no surgery. Listen, the old remedies for pain are not the only remedies. You need to learn more about how regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics can change your life. Make this the last summer you suffer from chronic pain. They've got clinics here and all over America. This is the exciting new natural way to deal with joint pain with no side effects and no downtime. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN with locations in Naples and Fort Myers. 239-893-PAIN.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at gooddealsappliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
My name is Sam Fisher. I'm a father, businessman, and conservative candidate for the Lee County School Board. I am also endorsed by Governor Ron DeSantis. Governor DeSantis endorsed me because he knows I'm a conservative fighter that will empower parents and put our children back at the forefront of the district's priorities. For years, our school board has ignored parents and taxpayers, pushed a radical leftist agenda, and wasted our tax dollars. Board members spend more time fighting amongst themselves than they do focusing on the education of our children. It's time for a change. I'm Sam Fisher, and I'm ready to make a difference on the Lee County School Board. I'll put an end to woke liberal policies. I'll get the $2 billion budget under control, and I'll make our schools safer. It's time to bring conservative policies to the school board, and that's why Governor DeSantis endorsed me. I'm Sam Fisher. I'm proud to have the support of Governor Ron DeSantis, and I would be honored to have your vote. Paid by Sam Fisher for Lee County School Board District 1.
Why does Comcast Business power more businesses than any other provider? It has technology solutions that put you ahead, plus the fastest, reliable network and serious savings. Whether your small business is starting or growing, you need Comcast Business. Powering possibilities. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary.
Need a seawall or boat dock? Call 844-WB-BUILT. I'm Jimmy Williamson of WB Williamson Brothers. WB represents the fourth generation of a tradition that began with our grandfather in 1967, a tradition that made the Williamson name synonymous with seawalls and docks. 2022 building code mandates improved seawall design, and WB is ready. Our seawalls are constructed of 5,000 PSI concrete and with the same composite rebar used in bridge construction. This allows us to offer the industry's only lifetime seawall structural warranty. Our docks are built from true marine timbers, stainless fasteners, and the strongest deck board in the industry, Wear Deck. It's the last deck board you will ever need. And for a limited time, sign with WB for a new seawall, and we will include at no cost a 5-foot wide, 20-foot long dock. And we will begin construction within 90 days. That's right, a lifetime seawall warranty, a free 20-foot boat dock, and we will start within 90 days. WB Williamson Brothers, 844-WB-BUILT.
In a power outage, the first step is admitting you're powerless. Power outages are common in Florida, especially during a stormy summer. Any homeowner who's experienced a lengthy power outage knows the value of a whole home standby generator. Hi, I'm Nathan, one of the owners here at Generators by Design. We get it. We live here too, and we recognize a reliable source of power is a tremendous comfort and possibly even a lifesaver. Despite what Mother Nature may have in mind, be confident knowing you'll have working lights, appliances, and of course AC. We design and install fully automatic systems for your unique home and specific needs. Give us a call at 239-689-8786, and I will personally come out to meet you and provide a free evaluation and estimate. Or feel free to look us up on the web at generatorsbydesign.com. That's 239-689-8786 or generatorsbydesign.com. Again, that's generatorsbydesign.com. Generators by Design, where your power is our priority.
Hi, this is Reg Buxton, and like you, I'm concerned about the future of our great county and country. I'm a lifelong Republican that has lived in Collier County for over 35 years. My conservative principles have guided me to advance the Republican agenda in sponsoring Lincoln Day dinners, board member of Republican clubs, and active participation in many areas of our community. I want to assure you that I will put my years of experience in roadway planning to good use to solve the traffic we are experiencing and will continue to improve the quality of life for all of us in Collier County. We can fix the affordable housing issues without taxpayers having to do the heavy lifting. I work to ensure mental health facilities are expanded to reduce the tax we pay to arrest and incarcerate through the sheriff's budget. Vote for me, Reg Buxton. Like you, I'm concerned about the future of our great county and country. Paid for by Reg Buxton, Republican, for Collier County Commissioner, District 2.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
A crash eastbound on the Midpoint Bridge has traffic backed up on Veterans Memorial for roughly 2 miles. Again, there are flashing lights on the bridge where you're getting by in just one lane. Go ahead and use Cape Coral Parkway and the Cape Coral Bridge if you're heading to Fort Myers. We also do want to tell you, North Fort Myers, you are seeing some issues. Westbound on Bay Shore, you have the largest traffic backup for I-75. There are flashing lights and a large white SUV in the left-hand center lane. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. Belinda Post, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
Another hazy but dry start to your Thursday with Saharan dust still blanketing the area. This will continue to limit our rain chances, though we are expecting some isolated areas of rain and thunderstorms as we head into late this afternoon and into early this evening. In the meantime, look for a mix of sun and clouds with haze. It's going to be a hot one today. In fact, we should be tying a record for some areas. The forecast high close to 95 degrees, some upper 90s for inland portions of southwest Florida. Heading into tonight, we quiet things down after another dry start for your Friday. 77 for overnight low. We're back into the middle and upper 90s for your Friday afternoon with more isolated afternoon thunderstorms and one more day of really hazy conditions before the Saharan dust begins to dissipate for this upcoming weekend and we return with some higher chances for rain. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Keeping it right here. We're 92.5 Fox News. And we've been right all along.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom, too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
Byron Donalds, Southwest Florida's conservative congressman. Byron is standing up to the Washington radicals and taking on the woke left. Byron is working to secure the border, tackle inflation, and get spending under control. Here's Byron Donalds.
They still want to spend billions and billions and billions of dollars on this Green New Deal while inflation is through the roof, hurting every American, regardless of your party, regardless of your race, regardless of your socioeconomic status. This is the insanity on Capitol Hill.
Byron Donalds has been fighting against this insanity every day to keep Florida free. That's why President Donald Trump endorsed Byron Donalds and called him a defender of the Second Amendment, and that Byron is a supporter of America First policies. Byron Donalds, Southwest Florida's conservative congressman.
I'm Byron Donalds, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Byron Donalds for Congress.
Did you know that Genesis is the only automotive brand with an IIHS Top Safety Pick Award for every vehicle it makes? Yes, it's true. Hi, I'm Sheila Zellers, owner of Genesis of Naples. We're the #1 selling Genesis dealer in the nation, and I invite you to come see our tremendous selection of new Genesis sedans and SUVs. Test drive Motor Trend's 2022 SUV of the Year, the all-new Genesis GV70, or the elegant new Genesis GV80, both featuring superior performance, head-turning design, posh interiors, and the latest technology you're looking for. Plus, the all-new 2023 Genesis G90 sedan is getting a dramatic redesign. Go online and see for yourself. Safety, style, customer satisfaction, and selection, you get it all at Genesis of Naples, your first choice for luxury. Visit us on Airport Road or online at genesisofnaples.com.
Based on 2021 retail sales, visit IIHS.org for more information.
Didn't you say your in-laws were coming to visit?
Don't remind me.
Yeah, but...
Nothing's good enough for them. Last time, they complained it was too hot in the house.
Well, it is a little warm.
Not my fault. Our old clunky AC just can't beat the summer heat.
But you could.
Gonna be just like before. Let the criticism begin.
Dave.
I'm a deadbeat, can't afford a decent air conditioner. Our daughter deserves better.
Dave.
Oh, they knew all along I'd never amount to anything. And the hotter it gets in here, the more I'm proving them right!
Dave! So what's the best case scenario?
Best case? Okay, somebody comes out and gets that AC blasting ice cold. Nothing to complain about.
That's best?
Sure, but...
That's best. Best Home Services. They have so many specialized technicians, they have a fix the AC before your in-laws get here expert.
You mean?
Might cool down the situation.
GetBest.com. When something goes wrong, we're waiting.
So did your in-laws enjoy their visit?
They left early. Said it was too cold in the house.
Well played, sir.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the Drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
All right, so today has been kind of like a day of talking about people that are delusional, maybe talking about people that I'm not really sure they're in touch with reality. Maybe they're just misguided. Maybe there's just some issues with some of the things that they're saying. For example, Nikki Fried, who is kind of delusional that she's going to beat Charlie Crist, I would say, just for the Democrat primary. But, of course, nobody really necessarily cares because either one of them are just bad for the state. A new survey of the Florida Democrat primary race for governor shows that Charlie Crist is ahead of the Agriculture Commissioner, Nikki Fried. Can I mention that again? She's the Commissioner of Agriculture in the state of Florida, Nikki Fried. Can anybody give it? What has she done? Jake the Millennial, anything. One single thing. Can you think of one thing that Nikki Fried has done? What has she done? Anything.
She did do one thing.
What did she do?
I know she did it for sure.
Yeah.
She put her picture on all the gas pumps.
That is correct. One of her big gets is you got the opportunity early on to see her mug, her face, as it were. Are you allowed to say mug? Is that or is that not? That's not really the proper thing to say. That's so rude.
Yeah, I don't think we have to be PC here anymore.
Yeah, or mug shot. Well, it's not really a mug shot. It's just her mug. Anyway, her face that got taken off the gas pumps. That, and I think there was something about her and her husband, boyfriend kind of thing, and marijuana and the connections with sketchy kind of. Right? What was that whole thing about?
He's the CEO of one of the biggest medical marijuana dispensaries in the state of Florida.
Yeah, okay, that's it. And now, oh, by the way, hey, good news, everybody! Just in case you were wondering, this is
breaking news.
A bombshell. It's really not, but anyway, apparently there's this big push to get recreational marijuana on the ballot coming up. Once again, here we go. I know look, some people are like, hey, get over it. It's not that big a deal. It's just marijuana. What's your problem? It's like, all right, we've got it medicinal use. Even at the time when people were talking about medicinal use, it was never going to be anything that was going to reach into the recreational area. Okay, that's funny because you really thought that. Okay, but then everybody else is doing it, and so hey, why won't we do it? I mean, there are other states that are doing it, and they're just fine. So why can't we do it? I mean, right? Anyway, so there you go. Nikki Fried's campaign is promoting a poll though that says, Charlie Crist 42 to Nikki Fried's 35, but then she has some poll that's saying that. She's touting a poll to say that she's within 7 points of Charlie Crist. So that's really weird. When you're touting a poll that says, I'm only 7 points behind, we're getting closer, everybody. Yeah, you should just try to figure out how to get your picture back on the pumps. Maybe the way you get your picture back on the pumps is have it made like some people are making the I did that Joe Biden pictures that are getting stuck on pumps. Maybe you do that. Maybe you go and say, I like this guy. Like the pump that has I did this, maybe next to him you can say, and I agree with this guy's politics or something. Maybe that's too long for a pump. 239-479-5592. That's the Brett AC talking text line. We're going to get to some other people that are kind of delusional. What did Governor Kathy Hochul say about the state of Florida? Yeah, and she cracked a joke at Ron DeSantis' expense in the state of Florida. So you might like to hear that because, it's New York and everybody's moving there. No, they're not. Sorry. Okay. Here's Brian in Cape Coral. What does Brian want? I don't know. Let's see. Brian, are you there, or are you trying to communicate with aliens?
Drew. Okay. How you doing?
I'm all right. What's on your mind, sir?
Hey, I'm just curious, with the 87,000 IRS agents coming into this new job, how does it affect us Republicans? Do we need to change our party from Republican to independent? Because I'm sure they're going to be hunting us down.
Why don't we why don't we call ourselves, like, I don't know, the Fairness Party? Maybe if Republicans change their name to the Fairness Party, I mean, how could you be against fairness? And so if you do that, then maybe people won't come after us because they'll say, oh, you're with the Fairness Party? Well, it would be bad if I came after you politically because you're fair. How's that sound? That was just off the top of my head, Brian. And boy, there are other things that are in my head that probably shouldn't come out of my mouth. But we'll keep that to ourselves. So that's my first reaction. But I got something else for you. So I'm gonna say thanks for the call, and I want you to listen to what I have to say right now, Brian. Here you go. Speaking of IRS agents, American Thinker had this article I thought was pretty interesting, where it was someone named Frank Friday wrote this article called A Slightly Optimistic Take on All Those New IRS Agents. Check this out. One of the most famous grievances the Founding Fathers enumerated in the Declaration of Independence was this, quote, he has erected, the King George, a multitude of new offices and sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people and eat out their substance, unquote. Boy, does that sound familiar. Hey, does that sound familiar to today? Where the king or the administration, hey, we got one, right?
Not a joke.
I don't know if it's that guy, but yeah, it is. Has erected a multitude of new offices and sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people and eat our substance. Talking about the government. Joe Biden and Chuck Schumer, more fans of King George and George Washington, are looking to do the same thing today with their recent IRS expansion in the reconciliation bill. Another 87,000 IRS agents, more power than the FBI to harass small businesses, gig workers, anybody else the deep state may enjoy tormenting. But I'm more than a bit skeptical that this will actually come to its intended poisonous conclusion. Here's what he says. First, the IRS can't just hire anybody. Applicants need to have an extensive accounting background. Not all of them need to be a CPA, but most real accountants do wind up with their credential. Consider that fewer than 95,000 take the CPA test each year, and maybe 45,000 actually pass. Almost all of them are already at good jobs in the private sector, so just finding qualified new IRS employees is going to take several years at a time when fewer young people are entering the profession because it's difficult to begin with, which is an interesting point, right? We're having all of these problems filling jobs, and the IRS is like, hey, we got 87,000, and you think everybody's going to be like, pfft. You can't even get restaurants to fill space. You can't get grocery stores. You can't get entertainment complexes. There's all kinds of places where they're short staffed. You can't get airlines to get pilots. So the IRS is just going to go, hey, come on and work for us. And all of a sudden they're going to have it filled up. So that's an interesting thought. But then the second part is this. Most people in the field are not interested in making their life's work harassing fellow citizens for the pleasure of the ruling elites, nor in getting less pay working for the government when accounting salaries in the private sector are going through the roof. So it's going to take a couple of years for Biden's IRS to recruit and train even a fraction of the 87,000. Meanwhile, we'll have a Republican Congress coming into power in 23, hopefully. They may not get much else done, but one thing I'm sure they will do is find something better for all those IRS appropriations money than hiring an army of new agents. And with any luck, we'll have a Republican president in 25. If there are still more hands at the IRS available, I suspect that a President Trump or President DeSantis will have more productive tasks for them, namely tracking down all the illegal aliens and their employers who take credits and deductions using phony tax numbers to which they are manifestly not entitled. Doing such a job properly would actually mean the IRS hiring some more people, and that would be worth it. In other words, maybe they'll be having a different occupational use other than what has been described with a different administration in Congress. Interesting thought. All right. Steve's got a few questions about the raid. All right, Steve.
Yeah. Hey, Drew, I'm down here in Naples.
Appreciate that.
You're going to have to kind of forgive me, though, because I'm on pain meds right now, and they're kind of kicking my ass. Well, anyway, about the raid that the photograph that was taken supposedly of the toilet bowl with the paper in it.
The raid that took the 12 rolls of toilet paper?
No. They took pictures. Somebody took a picture.
Oh, the picture in the toilet and the ripped up whatever it is. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. You know, there's other ways of getting rid of paper besides trying to flush it down the toilet. You know, how about the paper shredder?
Yeah, well, not only the paper shredder, but how
about a fireplace?
The idea of flushing paper down the toilet and somebody getting a snapshot of it, and somehow that we're being told that person has legitimate access to a Trump toilet, and there's a way to identify it. And it could be anybody's toilet. It could be anybody's paper. And even if you can identify somehow, and I don't even want to know how you can identify that as a Trump toilet, then the question becomes, how do you identify what's in the toilet is actually what they're describing, and that it was put there by one Trump who, while he was sitting there on the throne, so to speak, was thinking to himself, oh, I'm going to rip this, and then gets up and then, there's lots of questions there that could be. That's why it's kind of laughable. People look at that and go, meh.
Excuse me. Wouldn't Trump know better than to use that kind of paper to flush down toilet paper? He's supposed to use blank checks.
Well, here's the thing, Steve, and this is
blank checks are for. You know what blank checks are for?
Blank.
Blank. BLANK. Blank.
Right.
Checks.
Blank. A blank check.
Yeah. And the goods you make a deposit.
Yeah. You can make a deposit.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, well, thanks for the call there, Steve. I'm not sure where he was going with the blank check thing, but it's a known fact that the Trump family is they're hurting for money, and it's been a little stressful around the Mar-a-Lago. I mean, there's not a lot of money, and there's not a lot of opportunities to buy paper shredders or anything like that. There's nobody technologically savvy, I'm sure, in the Trump household, and so the toilet seems to be the best place. But you don't understand, Drew. If they shred it, then they can go through the garbage dump, and they can put all the shreds. We really going here? Okay. Is it possible that none of it actually happens? Is it possible that that's not what's going on, that they aren't throwing things in toilets and shredding things? Hey, can we go to that part of the conversation? Why are we leaping to, no, he wouldn't throw it in the toilet, he'd be shredding it. How about this? How about he's not doing any of that? How about you all are delusional? See how I brought it all back? See, Jake? I started with the idea of being delusional, and I brought it all back. All right, so the governor of New York sounded like a bad Borscht Belt comedian at a bill signing tied to Holocaust education in schools Wednesday as she tried to land a joke at Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' expense. What did she say? Well, we'll have that audio coming up because it's another individual that's delusional and was roundly mocked for the comments she made. We'll play that audio. We'll play some more audio of the people very concerned about the Trump raid, and one Biden supporter, well, not supporter, but who am I thinking of? Someone who works for the president, who had a few things to say about inflation and the economy and the IRS, being questioned by Martha McCallum yesterday. It was quite the exchange, so we'll have that coming up as well. All right, it is time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge. For questions on politics, the more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. This is America's favorite radio segment, and it's going on right now. Caller 9 at 239-479-5592. Caller 9 is going to play Drew's College next. You will win a $35 gift certificate to the great Alda's Diner, otherwise known as Alda's Restaurant and Bar, at the corner of 951 and Vanderbilt Beach Road in Naples. Great people, great food, love them, love the food, and you will as well, especially with that $35 gift certificate, so you can check it out for yourself. Caller 9 right now. Drew's College next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Again, 239-479-5592.
The right place for local talk. Drew now, Trey for the Drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
In your knees or hips or back, especially this time of year, you need to be moving pain-free, right? Hey, it's Drew Steele for the team at QC Kinetics. Look, QC Kinetics is helping people here every day, giving them lasting pain relief using the latest advances in regenerative medicine. The science is simple. They concentrate on your own body's healing agents and apply them to your aching joints, restoring and repairing damaged tissue with no drugs, no steroids, and no surgery. Listen, the old remedies for pain are not the only remedies. You need to learn more about how regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics can change your life. Make this the last summer you suffer from chronic pain. They've got clinics here and all over America. This is the exciting new natural way to deal with joint pain with no side effects and no downtime. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN with locations in Naples and Fort Myers. 239-893-PAIN.
I'm Dan Severson, and that's the sound of a fighter jet taking off. Over the course of my 22-year career in the United States Navy as a Top Gun fighter pilot, I've heard that sound thousands of times. From my time as a military officer to serving in the Minnesota legislature, I have always put country and community first. Now, I am running to represent you on the Lee County School Board, and I have the endorsement of former Commissioner of Education, Richard Corcoran. I'm Dan Severson. I'll put an end to the indoctrination of our students through critical race theory and gender grooming. I will rein in the out-of-control budget, put parents back in charge of our children's education, and bring classic curriculum back into our classrooms. We're a conservative community that deserves conservative leadership that we can trust on our school board. I'm Dan Severson. I am that conservative, and I am asking for your vote. Paid by Dan Severson for the Lee County School Board, District 4.
Hello, I'm Dr. D'Amico. Have you been told you need a denture? Don't make the mistake of going to your dentist or the dentist closest to your home. A denture is a work of art and should look as beautiful as natural teeth. That's why I have a denture laboratory on site. We place each tooth exactly where it should go so I can make the most beautiful looking denture just for you. And with my lab, I can make your new denture the same day. Come in the morning, you'll leave that afternoon with your new denture. Others make you wait 2 to 3 months because your denture is going to be made in some other state or even some other country, and you're going to get a cookie cutter looking denture. Do you really want your friends and family members to know you have a denture? Of course not. Ask me how Medicare can help pay for your denture. Visit my website, see all our current specials, watch some videos, even before and after pictures. Go to dentistofnaples.com. That's dentistofnaples.com. Or call 234-5284. That's 234-5284. I'm Dr. D'Amico, the denture artist. I can help you.
License number DN15639.
Does market turbulence and economic turmoil have you worried about your retirement nest egg? I'm Alfie Townsend. Learn how to navigate these uncertain times. Tune in to Saving the Investor radio show every Saturday at 9 a.m. or visit us at savingtheinvestor.com.
Top Gun fighter pilot Dan Severson is the conservative Lee County needs on the school board. Out-of-control spending and constant infighting has created an environment where our kids come last. Lee County needs a strong conservative leader who will make our children's education and safety come first. That leader is Dan Severson. From his time as a U.S. Navy Top Gun fighter pilot to 8 years fighting for conservative policies in the Minnesota legislature, Dan Severson has the experience, principles, and record Lee County can trust on the school board. And he has the endorsement of former Commissioner of Education, Richard Corcoran. Dan Severson will put parents back in charge of their children's education and put an end to liberal indoctrination policies like critical race theory and gender grooming. Dan Severson is the conservative leader our conservative county needs on the school board.
Paid electioneering communication paid by Parents for Accountability and Education, 1375 Jackson Street, Suite 202, Fort Myers, Florida, 33901.
92.5 Fox News.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Oliver. Oliver is in, I don't know where Oliver is. I guess he didn't tell Jake. Oliver, where are you?
Hey, Drew. Good morning. Yeah, I'm from Sanibel. I just got back from fishing.
Oh, all right. He's just got back from fishing. That's how you do it.
Yeah, no fish, but we'll see if I'm smart.
All right, we'll see if you're smart. Good idea. All right, it's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you're on a PhD or associate's degree question. Sir, starts right now. All right, let's see. Who wrote the Star-Spangled Banner? You know this.
Francis Scott Key.
All right, there you go. So you're smart on that one. You got an associate's. Let's see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. Ronald Reagan won both the nomination and general election for president of the United States in what year?
1980.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. George Washington, number 1. All right, president of the United States. Who was number 2?
John Adams.
That is correct, sir. You got serious on that one.
Oh, yeah.
All right, you got a master's. We'll see if you get a PhD on this question. The Civil War, the Mexican-American War, World War I. Name one war that was fought in the 1900s.
Well, World War I.
That is correct.
World War II.
Okay. Yeah. All right, there you go. I know. See, now that was almost mocking. See, you didn't catch any fish. You didn't catch any fish. All right, Oliver. How about that?
No fish, man.
That's right. You want to play the game of mocking somebody? Come on. You didn't catch any fish. What kind of fisherman are you?
Not very good.
I don't know why I'm doing it. All right, look, you got a PhD today on Drew's College, so you're not necessarily the smartest fisherman, but you certainly are the best at Drew's College. Which, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
What did you use for bait today?
I used a rubber shrimp.
That's the problem.
The only thing that was biting was the mosquitoes.
Yeah, listen, the fish are smarter these days. They don't want rubber shrimp. They want the real.
Man.
You know why they're smarter these days? Because they understand the price of shrimp and where it's at. So if you give them a real shrimp instead of a rubber shrimp, congratulations. Stay right there, okay? Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, man.
Oliver.
Thank
okay.
you, Drew.
Yeah, man. Okay.
92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
At Cool Today, we've been keeping our customers cool since 1963. When your AC is broken, you don't want to wait for service, and you shouldn't. With our same-day comfort guarantee, we promise to be there within 4 hours or your service call is free. Our techs are ready to serve you now, guaranteed. We drive mobile warehouses, and we fix 95% of all AC problems on the same day. If your AC is broke, don't wait. We guarantee we'll be there within 4 hours. Visit CoolToday.com to book now.
CoolToday.com.
Calling out political theft by the left. 92.5 WFSX Estero, Fox News. Right, all along.
This hasn't happened since March. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Gas that's under $4 a gallon. AAA now has regulars national average at $3.99. The price has dropped 58 days in a row since June's record high of almost $5.02.
AAA says in a recent survey they found almost 2/3 of U.S. drivers have changed their driving habits or lifestyle since March, thanks to cringeworthy gas prices. The top changes? Driving less and combining errands.
Fox's Jill Nato, despite the big drop, gas is still 81 cents more than a year ago. And later this hour, we'll get another update on inflation. This time, prices at the wholesale level. The day after consumer prices were unchanged in July from June, but still 8.5% more than July of 2021. The Justice Department hasn't commented on the FBI Trump raid, but it has until Monday to respond to this.
Ordered by the federal magistrate who authorized Monday's surprise search warrant execution at Mar-a-Lago for a response to a media request to release the search warrant document and more details itself to the public.
That's Fox's Phil Keating at the Trump home, Mar-a-Lago in Florida. Republican Congressman Troy Niels just told Fox
they're doing everything they can to try to destroy this president. They do not want to see this president on the ballot, on the ticket in 2024.
GOP lawmakers are demanding answers from the FBI. Director Christopher Wray isn't talking about the raid, but is commenting on increased online anger and threats aimed at him and agents and the Attorney General.
It's important that we view the men and women of law enforcement as people as a resource to cherish.
A police officer is in bad shape in Indiana.
My officer is in very critical condition, fighting for her life.
Richmond Police Chief Mike Britt. She was shot at a traffic stop by a man who was stopped and wounded by other officers who fired back. America's listening to Fox News.
This news update is presented by New South Window Solutions. Find them online at newsouthwindow.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Yeah, I've seen some movement on the eastbound Midpoint Bridge crash. It was emergency crews just moving a little bit further down. Now, they are mostly in the left-hand side. I'm counting at least 3 vehicles there. Veterans Memorial Parkway, you are moving slow still, 3 miles while you're on land in the Cape for our eastbound drive, backed up from Santa Barbara. What we want to tell you, it will still be slow across the Midpoint Bridge. I would recommend using Cape Coral Parkway and the Cape Coral Bridge. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. Belinda Post, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
Another hazy but dry start to your Thursday with Saharan dust still blanketing the area. This will continue to limit our rain chances, though we are expecting some isolated areas of rain and thunderstorms as we head into late this afternoon and into early this evening. In the meantime, look for a mix of sun and clouds with haze. It's going to be a hot one today. In fact, we should be tying a record for some areas. The forecast high close to 95 degrees, some upper 90s for inland portions of southwest Florida. Heading into tonight, we quiet things down after another dry start for your Friday, 77 for overnight low. We're back into the middle and upper 90s for your Friday afternoon with more isolated afternoon thunderstorms and one more day of really hazy conditions before the Saharan dust begins to dissipate for this upcoming weekend and we return with some higher chances for rain. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
At home or on your phone, no matter where you roam, you can always get rightallalong.net, the new web home for 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is the Florida window factory. Our windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, because we understand Florida weather. With New South Windows, you don't have to sacrifice energy efficiency for storm protection. Our Energy Star rated windows and doors are made with impact and non-impact options, giving you the best of both worlds. New South Window, home of your ultimate Florida window.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts up to 30%. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Hey, it's Tim Cooper with Health Plan Network. I can't help with gas prices or rising inflation, but I can help you lower your cost of health insurance. Are you tired of paying all of your medical expenses out of pocket because you never meet your deductible? Well, my Freedom of Choice plan puts most of your coverage up front, where you only meet a deductible if you go into a hospital. You pick your doctors, and it's 30 to 60% lower cost than Obamacare. This plan is available all year round, so there's no reason to wait. You can change now. If you're paying for your own health insurance, you're uninsured, or your employer coverage is just too expensive, call me, Tim Cooper. It just takes a few minutes at 239-268-6712. That's 239-268-6712. Or go to healthplannetwork.net. That's healthplannetwork.net. And we can custom design a plan that's managed by you, not the government.
Manufactured in the USA, Plantation Shutters for You is your best choice for plantation shutters. Custom measured and installed just for you. Built to last forever. Call today for a free consultation. Discounts for all military and first responders. Also, if you support Biden, don't blink and call us. PlantationShuttersForYou.com.
Byron Donalds, Southwest Florida's conservative congressman. Byron is standing up to the Washington radicals and taking on the woke left. Byron is working to secure the border, tackle inflation, and get spending under control. Here's Byron Donalds.
They still want to spend billions and billions and billions of dollars on this Green New Deal while inflation is through the roof, hurting every American, regardless of your party, regardless of your race, regardless of your socioeconomic status. This is the insanity on Capitol Hill.
Byron Donalds has been fighting against this insanity every day to keep Florida free. That's why President Donald Trump endorsed Byron Donalds and called him a defender of the Second Amendment, and that Byron is a supporter of America First policies. Byron Donalds, Southwest Florida's conservative congressman.
I'm Byron Donalds, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Byron Donalds for Congress.
Everyone recognizes the need for insurance on their home, car, even their life. But what about your retirement? The last year was a tough lesson for some who thought the market was a one-way trip higher. Talk to Bob Grace, president of Retirement by Design. Bob can show you how to put guardrails on your retirement, providing the income you need and the peace of mind you want. Call Retirement by Design at 249-8888. That's 249-8888. 249-8888.
Hire with minimal effect and max speed with Indeed. Their hiring solution platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates efficiently. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Looking for a reputable HVAC service provider? 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating of Naples provides a high level of service and value to our clients. To learn more, visit onehourairnaples.com or call 855-1-HOUR.
By now, you've heard all of our ads. America's largest injury law firm. It means that when you hire us, you get a legal army. When it comes to law, size matters. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do.
Thank you for giving us the voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic. I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Boy, we need to stand up for conservatism more and more and more each day. Because clearly, if we don't, then we're going to get run over like a freight train. Seems like that happens. You've got a president who says yesterday...
Actually, I just want to say a number. 0. Today, we received news that our economy had 0% inflation in the month of July. 0%.
Now, I'm going to do something maybe a little bit unusual, as Congressman Byron Donalds is joining us right now on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. This may be a little unusual for us, so we'll take a step back, as the congressman knows full well what the president said yesterday. But if we give him something called the benefit of the doubt. Now, I'm going to say this, that somebody put into the teleprompter what Joe Biden was supposed to say yesterday. And the spin on what we heard was that it was 0% for the month of July. Now, the question would be, is he wrong about that or not? Because if you go back a month, if I'm not mistaken, it was like an increase of 17% for June, which begs the question. You want to pick and choose numbers, Mr. President? Is that what we're going to do right now to make something seem like it's not as bad as it is? Maybe I would ask the congressman. Good morning, Byron. How are you, sir?
Doing good. How you doing, Drew?
So we give him a little benefit of the doubt that he's talking about that specific number. We're just spinning something clearly that everybody feels that's tangible, right? I mean, that's what we're dealing with now, isn't it?
No, we're not going to give Joe Biden.
Okay. Well, never mind. We won't.
No, we're not going to do that.
Okay.
Look, let's be real. The president's spinning because his economic performance has been awful. It's god-awful, actually.
Yeah.
Look, if you're going to compare July's number to the number that was released the other day, inflation went down, 0.6 of a percent, 0.6%.
Right.
Like, okay, it's modestly down from 1 month to the next, but that's the broad-based CPI number, which a lot of people have always had issues with. I'm not going to try to pick and choose numbers. The overall number slightly went down from 1 month to the next. But we never look at inflation from 1 month to the next because you don't get a good annualized understanding of inflation overall. We always compare the month we're in to the previous calendar year. So if you compare this month to the previous month, prices are up 8.5% from last year.
Right.
That's what we always do. This is the same White House that says we're not in a recession, even though the definition of a recession has always been 2 consecutive months of negative GDP growth. It has been that way for 70 years, 90 years in the United States. That's how we've measured recessions. But they don't want to do that because it makes them look bad.
Yeah.
So now he's saying zero inflation because it makes them look good. But that's a joke because the price of eggs is up 38%. The price of fuel is up 85%. And everything is up that people buy, especially if you're living hand to mouth, you're making $50,000 a year, which is now the IRS is going to audit you more. But if you make $50,000 a year, your prices are up across the board. This 0% mess is political spin. This is coming straight out of the White House comms team. Corinne Jean-Pierre said the same thing with a straight face at the presidential briefing yesterday. This is going to be their stance, that inflation is zero, gas prices are on a historic drop, everything is good. But that's a lie because their policies made everything catastrophic. And our economy, which is so dynamic, is that our economy actually sometimes works in spite of public policy, even though it's very difficult to.
Yeah.
There are certain things that are slowly and I stress slowly getting better in terms of price reductions. But one of the reasons and the biggest driver, Drew, is energy. But one of the big reasons why energy prices are coming down is because, and this is the key part, everybody listen, we are in a recession. And when you're in a recession, energy prices come down because demand of energy decreases because your economy is contracting and there's less demand for energy.
All right.
That's why energy prices are coming down.
And we're giving more and more incentive for people to not spend, to not buy, even in what was going to be the spending bill that's coming up, right? Isn't there something in there that talks about even taxing incentives, taxing profits, taxing more, as if we're going to get more by taxing, where we have plenty of evidence to show. And it's amazing how when you tax something, you get less, and the opposite is true as well. And we have evidence upon evidence upon evidence on this, and we still have leftist policies that continue to come out and continue to be signed off on, as if that all of a sudden one day is just going to flip. Like people are going to wake up and say, "Oh yeah, all right, well I guess it never happens." And this bill is going to do that, right? And so I think you've made the point about what the future looks like when you have this kind of spending bill and taxing any kind of incentives for businesses, and how it doesn't look rosy even for the future.
Listen, let me explain this. Let me bring this home to real world stuff.
Let's do it.
In this Inflation Reduction Climate Change bill that is going to be on the House floor on Friday, in this bill, they're doubling the excise tax on oil production, on methane, and on some parts of natural gas. They're doubling the excise tax. They're doubling the royalties on oil drilling, on gas production in the United States. What does this mean for the average consumer? Our fellow Americans who live in the Northeast, so basically live north of the Florida border going into Georgia, who heat their homes with home heating oil in the winter, their costs are going up on top of the inflation costs that are already up. Because when you tax the oil and gas industry, what ends up happening is they pass those increased taxes on to consumers. So you have a White House where inflation is already up on oil products like home heating oil, and they're increasing the excise tax on that stuff. In the Senate, there was a deal where they got rid of the carried interest tax increase because Kristen Sinema said, no, I'm not signing off on that. So what they traded for that was they traded it for a decrease in the ability for small businesses to deduct expenses. So small business owners across the country, this is what's in it for you. Your ability to increase your ability to expense certain items on your tax returns is going to be decreased because of this bill. What does that mean? You're going to owe more in taxes. So we're in a recession. Energy prices are up. They just increased the taxes on energy production in the United States. And they also decreased the ability for small business owners to expense certain items, which will increase their tax liability. This is great stuff for an economy, Drew. Oh, and by the way, all in the background, we have every Green New Deal slush fund ever thought or could be created is in this bill. The EPA is getting $27 billion, more than the EPA's budget today, for a climate bank that they can basically use however they see fit. And then last but not least, we already know about the new 87,000 IRS agents. By the way, I don't know where they're going to get 87,000 people, but right. I digress.
Yeah.
But you have the 87,000 IRS agents, and we already know the vast majority of audits occur with people and businesses that make less than $200,000 a year. Because if you're going to pay for all this crazy stuff, the rich largely comply with the tax code. That's like the quiet secret. They largely comply because they don't want to have to pay tax accountants.
And they got they got good lawyers, and they can lawyer up. They've got plenty of representation.
They don't want to pay more.
Right.
Drew, they don't want to pay any more lawyers. They don't want to pay any more tax accountants. They largely comply.
Right. Yeah.
The issue is that with people who make less than $70,000 a year, less than $100,000 a year, you took a deduction you weren't supposed to take. Maybe you didn't fully understand the code. Oh, by the way, there's not one person in the United States that fully understands the tax code. Let's lay that out there for fact. Not one person knows the entire code. So you have people who just don't have the access to expert advice, who take a deduction they probably shouldn't have taken, whatever the case might be. That's what these agents are going to be doing.
Right.
It is directed at the middle class. It is directed at the poor because the Democrats need every red cent in order to afford their agenda.
I wonder if there's like a little silver lining as you bring up the IRS, and I'll just bring this up because I talked about it earlier. To your point, where are you going to get 87,000 IRS agents? You know, you have to have some kind of background in accounting. You can't just take somebody off the street and make them an IRS agent. You have like 95,000 people a year that take the CPA test each year. Only 4,500 actually pass, and then ultimately they want to stay in the private sector. They don't necessarily want to go work for the IRS and go after people. So it's not like it's just, hey, you want to be part of the IRS? Come over here and join us. Do you have any experience in anything that has to do with accounting? No. Okay, we'll hire you. It's not like that. And so to that. What's that?
Drew.
Okay,
experience and intelligence is not a prerequisite for working in the federal.
Okay, well, there's
that.
There's that. Okay, and maybe if they were to relax the rules because they have an agenda, maybe it's not about having any kind of accounting background. Maybe we just need bodies in here. And then to that point, we can't even get people to work in restaurants. We can't even get people to work at different venues. We can't get airlines to get pilots and all of this. All of a sudden, at the snap of a finger, we're going to have 87,000 people that are going to run to the IRS. I guess there's that question as well. But still, what we know will happen once these agents are available, to your point, is they're going to go after people, the average American, and they're easy pickings. It's an easy target. And they will comply as well. And it's, again, how and maybe it just rolls into what I would talk to you about next, which is the weaponization of bureaucracies and the government against American citizens. I mean, it's not tinfoil hat stuff. It's not something that is delusional. It's something that has been shown to be true. You want to talk about Kevin Kleinsmith, and you want to talk about doctored information going out for FISA warrants to go against Carter Page. You want to talk about how that actually happened. We have examples of how they've failed us. I mean, we could even go back to Lois Lerner in the IRS issue, and Barack Obama didn't find out until the news talked about it, had no idea. Really? Okay. So we have examples. And then maybe you want to comment on what took place just the other day at Mar-a-Lago.
Well, I think the raid at Mar-a-Lago is one of the great tragedies in American history. You have people on the other side of the aisle who believe Donald Trump is guilty of something. They truly believe this. But the problem is that they are going to any lengths necessary to find something to pin on him. And that is what it is disastrous for the country. Our justice system is quite simple. You're innocent until proven guilty. But you have Democrats and you have commentators, you got people in the FBI, you got people in the Department of Justice who literally are like, no, he's guilty. We just have to find the evidence to prove it. That's not the way this is supposed to work, which is why this is so dangerous. Because, when there was Lois Lerner, they swept it under the rug thinking like, oh, it's just Tea Party groups. Who cares? We know that they're up to no good. They just hate Obama. So they swept it under the rug. And they were doing this kind of stuff, and most people didn't give it the credence it deserved. When they are so bold to do this to a former president, that's when the administrative state and the bureaucracy has completely gone off the rails. What we need, more than reforms to entitlements, reforms to the energy system and all that stuff, we need bureaucratic overhaul. There are too many people in the bureaucratic agencies that need to go. There's too many departments that need to be shuttered, that need to be consolidated, combined, whatever the case might be. We spend $2 trillion a year in the federal government on income benefits and welfare benefits. $2 trillion, Drew. There are people in our country who don't even know half the programs that exist because of the bureaucratic maze that occurs in Washington, D.C. And the bureaucrats are not looking for ways to make this place more efficient. I can promise you that. If anything, all they're trying to do is protect their turf. So the danger of this rot that has occurred in our country the last 50 years is evidence when they go after a president because they just don't like the man, or because they thought that he was rude to them, or because they feel he's a threat to democracy, or whatever the case might be. This is the United States. Unless you have actionable evidence, you're not allowed to raid somebody's home, period, let alone a former president. Right. This is obscene. So we're going to be holding a lot of hearings. I'm actually very glad that Kevin McCarthy came out very rapidly and told Merrick Garland, by the way, thank God he's not on the Supreme Court, but told Merrick Garland that you need to preserve all your documents and all your records. And the one thing I'm truly concerned about, Drew, is my true concern is that this January 6th Politburo committee has been leaking to the press, has been leaking to the Department of Justice, and they're all working in collusion with one another. And there has to be serious investigations, and we got to get to the bottom of this. Because you cannot have committees in Congress working in conjunction with the Department of Justice on a witch hunt after anybody.
Right.
I mean, listen, Donald Trump, me and him are cool. I love the man. But this is bigger than him. You cannot have the agencies of the federal government working in collusion like this,
right,
targeting an American citizen. The Fourth Amendment matters. The Fifth Amendment matters. You know, they fought a revolution over this. You had barons as far back as Magna Carta who stood up against the king because of stuff like this.
Right.
Like this is far more than just you watch MSNBC and you think that he's guilty of something.
Yeah.
This is way bigger than that.
Yeah, he has erected a multitude of new offices and sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people and eat out their substance. That's in the Declaration of Independence. That's our founders talking about King George, and it's right there. And it seems like we've got this right in front of us. The same thing: multitude of new offices and swarming of officers to harass people. It's happening now as we speak, and it's. And again, thank you for saying that, because that is an important aspect of this, is understanding that, you know, we've got to make sure that we do something about these bureaucracies, that we have to make sure that we go through with a fine-tooth comb, and we're going to have to look at all of them and figure out what we're going to do next. And that when we talk about the Declaration and we talk about what's happening here, I care about this going against anybody. They shouldn't be doing this to a Republican former president, a former Democrat president. We have to be able to realize that you can't do this the way it's being done now. I don't think the conservatives would do it. Certainly, I don't think that there are certain individuals that would do it against others this way. But we can't open up this box, this door, to have this be now how we are going to operate in this country. And it has to be justice for all, everyone, and period, full stop.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. So I totally agree. A reporter asked me 2 days ago, why didn't Republicans go this far with respect to Hillary Clinton and Benghazi or with the Espionage Act? And I said, because we have respect for separation of powers and the rule of law.
Yeah,
we're not going to listen. Is Hillary Clinton guilty of violating the Espionage Act? In my opinion, absolutely, yes, she is. Does that mean that we are now going to cut loose a secret band in the Department of Justice to raid her home and all that kind of stuff? Not without actual probable cause, not without the proper evidence, not without an actual chain of custody, not without due process.
Yeah.
It matters more than our political disagreements. And I know there's some people listening and be like, but she's guilty. Our political disagreements are not good enough to weaponize the agencies against a citizen of the United States, no matter how much I might disagree with them.
Yeah. Right.
There are things that just matter more.
Yep. Yeah, they do. And, you know, I even mentioned earlier, and then we got to go, but and I know you do as well, that, you know, I've had conversations with Senator Mike Lee when I was back in Salt Lake many times about this very topic, where he just kept saying, listen, Drew, we have to get back to the moorings of the Constitution. We can't be like them. We just have to get back to that place. But goodness, we're in a different place now, where at least in the process of getting back to that place and the moorings, let's save the country and let's do the right thing, and let's politically fight back as far as setting up committees and finding out the truth, and knowing after in 2023, if God willing we do have the House and hopefully maybe the Senate, but there's questions about that. But certainly where we can have subpoenas and we've got committees and we can actually look and find out what's going on and do things like in 25, purge some of what has been really bad individuals and bad actors in places like any of the three-letter bureaucracies that we have up and down, and let people scream and let them kick and let them go ahead, knock yourself out. We're doing this for you as well as for us because we're trying to preserve our republic and the Constitution.
Oh, but Drew?
Yeah.
Real point I'll make on this?
Yep.
Now, you heard what I said about preserving the Constitution?
Yep.
On this kind of stuff, though, if you're in breach or violation of the law, number one, you should never be allowed to practice law again in the United States. Number two, you should be fired. And if you got to be impeached, then so be it.
Yeah.
People have to be held accountable for this stuff. That's how you get it to stop.
Agreed. All right, Congressman Byron Donalds joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. I appreciate you. All the best. We'll speak soon.
All right. See you, Drew.
See you. 239-479-5592 is the Brett AC talk and text line. Tomorrow, this show will be live at Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road. We're making up. It's a makeup day for our first Friday of the month, which was last Friday. We were at CPAC. So tomorrow, we will be at Oaks Farm. Looking forward to seeing you there at Seed to Table with Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
Need some inspiration? Don't look left. Look right. Here, 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hurricane season is here, and there's a lot we need to do to prepare our homes. It's important not to forget about electrical safety. From generators to surge protectors, Mr. Sparky is here for you before, during, and after the storm to provide the best in electrical care. Give us a call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated. Licensed in their respective state or county.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at GoodDealsAppliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
All right, it's Dave Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters in Naples. And anytime I have Dave on the phone with me, I know something great is happening. And of course, we've got the new Dreamweaver carpets that we can talk about. And we know the installation time frame very quick, but we also know that there's some other things that are going on with carpets. Tell us a little bit more, Dave.
Yes, Drew, this Dreamweaver carpet, this is the hottest thing since 5-buckle-over shoes. It has a warranty for steps. We stock about 20 rolls of it. You can do the average set of steps for $750 to $850. We can do a remnant in this Dreamweaver for a guest bedroom for around $500. And we can get all these installed in about a week or less.
A week or less. That's what we're talking about. It's nice when you've got a quick turnaround, right?
That's right. Stop in. We don't mess around. We got it, and we'll put it in.
That's great. Now's the time to visit their store at 6281 Naples Boulevard next to Costco or online at floormeisters.com.
Plumbing nerds. We're just smarter now, you heard. Give us a call, we'll fix you up. Anytime, day or night. If your plumbing's just not right, smarter now, you heard. Give us a call, we'll fix you up. If your drains are neat and clean and your toilet's acting weird, give us a call, we'll fix you up. Plumbing nerds, plumbing nerds.
I'm Tiffany Esposito, and I'm running to represent you in the Florida House. I was born and raised right here in Southwest Florida, and I've spent my professional career working to protect and grow our local businesses. I'm running because I want to ensure Florida remains the freest state in the nation. Thanks to Governor DeSantis, we've set the standard for freedom in America, but we must fight to keep it that way. I'm Tiffany Esposito. I'm pro-life, pro-gun, and a champion of the free market, and I will always fight to protect our freedoms. We've seen the impact of Biden's failed policies, from gas prices to the indoctrination of our students to a border crisis. Florida must remain the firewall between tyranny and individual liberty. I'll work to secure our borders, fix our public schools, and I'll keep Brandon's policies out of our free state. I'm Tiffany Esposito. I'm running for the Florida House to fight for the conservative principles that make Florida the greatest state in America, and I'm asking for your vote. Paid by Tiffany Esposito, Republican for Florida House District 77.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
Yeah, I've seen some movement on the eastbound Midpoint Bridge crash. It was emergency crews just moving a little bit further down. Now, they are mostly in the left-hand side. I'm counting at least 3 vehicles there. Veterans Memorial Parkway, you are moving slow still, 3 miles while you're on land in the Cape for our eastbound drive, backed up from Santa Barbara. What we want to tell you, it will still be slow across the Midpoint Bridge. I would recommend using Cape Coral Parkway and the Cape Coral Bridge. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. Belinda Post, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
Another hazy but dry start to your Thursday with Saharan dust still blanketing the area. This will continue to limit our rain chances, though we are expecting some isolated areas of rain and thunderstorms as we head into late this afternoon and into early this evening. In the meantime, look for a mix of sun and clouds with haze. It's going to be a hot one today. In fact, we should be tying a record for some areas. The forecast high close to 95 degrees, some upper 90s for inland portions of southwest Florida. Heading into tonight, we quiet things down after another dry start for your Friday. 77 for overnight low. We're back into the middle and upper 90s for your Friday afternoon with more isolated afternoon thunderstorms and one more day of really hazy conditions before the Saharan dust begins to dissipate for this upcoming weekend and we return with some higher chances for rain. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
It's all right here at 92.5 Fox News. We've been right all along.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
So are you sick and tired of that constant pain in your knees or hips or back, especially this time of year? You need to be moving pain-free, right? Hey, it's Drew Steele for the team at QC Kinetics. Look, QC Kinetics is helping people here every day, giving them lasting pain relief using the latest advances in regenerative medicine. The science is simple. They concentrate on your own body's healing agents and apply them to your aching joints, restoring and repairing damaged tissue with no drugs, no steroids, and no surgery. Listen, the old remedies for pain are not the only remedies. You need to learn more about how regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics can change your life. Make this the last summer you suffer from chronic pain. They've got clinics here and all over America. This is the exciting new natural way to deal with joint pain with no side effects and no downtime. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN with locations in Naples and Fort Myers. 239-893-PAIN.
Hey, it's Fort O'Connell. This FBI raid on Donald Trump is unacceptable. The establishment is attacking him because he's conservative. I know all about that. You may have heard the lies about me. This is what the establishment does. It attacks and deceives. I'm endorsed by Donald Trump's immigration director and deputy campaign manager. August 23rd, send the establishment a message. Enough is enough. Vote Fort O'Connell August 23rd. Paid by Fort O'Connell, Republican for state representative.
Swinging a drive, Greenwell hits a long drive to right field. That ball is gone. Home run, Mike Greenwell.
This is Mike Greenwell. I grew up here in Lee County.
From swimming in the Caloosahatchee River to playing baseball at North Fort Myers High School, this has and always will be my home. I was blessed to play Major League Baseball for the Boston Red Sox. But when my career ended, there was only one place I wanted to raise my family and build my business, right here in Lee County. You may have known me as a baseball player hitting home runs for the Red Sox, but I'm also a conservative and a businessman. Now I'm running for the Lee County Commission. This is Mike Greenwell. I'm running so I can fight for lower taxes, less government regulations, and to make sure Lee County remains the best place to live, work, and play.
Greenwell swings. This ball is well hit to right field, and that ball is out of here. Another home run for Mike Greenwell.
This is Mike Greenwell, and I'm ready to hit a home run for Lee County. Paid by Mike Greenwell, Republican for Lee County Commissioner, District 5.
Being involved in a legal dispute can leave you feeling like you've lost control. I'm Ellie Anajar from the law offices of Anajar & Levine. Understanding the law and the rules of evidence can mean the difference between winning or losing your case. If you are involved in a legal dispute and are not sure of your options, call the law offices of Anajar & Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
Low back and neck pain have become two of the most significant medical problems in the United States today. In fact, they are the most common complaints presented to physicians. Unfortunately, the knee-jerk reaction to back pain has been anti-inflammatories, muscle relaxants, injections, and then surgery. Fortunately, this is changing and changing fast. Many doctors now recommend non-surgical treatments, and the most successful has been spinal decompression therapy. At Johnston Spinal Care 596-BACK, I've made it my mission to get the word out about spinal decompression. Safer than medications, and it actually addresses the root of the problem. Sciatica, stenosis, neuropathy, herniated discs, arthritis are all conditions that respond very well to spinal decompression, with long-term results. Even failed back surgery patients can find relief from spinal decompression. Isn't it time to get active again? Call our Medicare-friendly office, Johnston Spinal Care at 596-BACK for a free telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-2225.
Everyone understands that when you buy more, you should pay less. It's called a volume discount. Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window, and we would like to make and install your windows. New South offers volume discounts for homeowners. The more you buy, the more you save. Our discounts start at the fourth window, and from there, the savings grow. New South can do this because we own our factory, and that's the power of Factory Direct. Award-winning, energy-efficient windows that will save you money and protect your home. Our windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, and we guarantee them for life. Visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
Liberals suck. That's why we have Clay and Buck. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton. Today, noon to 3 on 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
All right, let's do it. Time for the top 5 audio clips of the day. We're late. It's time for the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Drew's 5 at 8:35. Number 5.
Well, as I'm sure you can appreciate, that's not something that I can talk about, so I'd refer you to the department. As to the issue of threats, I will say that I'm always concerned about violence and threats of violence against law enforcement, and that is a topic that I have been talking about frequently, including earlier today with law enforcement partners here in Nebraska and yesterday with law enforcement partners in Iowa and Illinois. And any threats made against law enforcement, including the men and women of the FBI, as with any law enforcement agency, are deplorable.
All right, so there's Christopher Wray, FBI Director Christopher Wray, who, when asked about the Trump raid, the Mar-a-Lago raid on Trump's home, and these quote-unquote threats against the FBI. Oh, I can't really talk about the raid, but I'll talk about the threats. And it seems very coordinated. The Washington Post, GOP reacts to Trump's search with threats in comparisons to Gestapo. Axios, FBI chief condemns threats made after Mar-a-Lago's search. NBC5, FBI's raid denounces threats. The Washington Post, again, more threats. ABC News, threats. So I guess the question is, number one, are there real threats of violence? Because I haven't heard any threats of violence. There are people that are worried about threats that are being made by the FBI against average American citizens and the weaponization of such bureaucracies against American citizens. We're concerned about those threats and some that have come to fruition, and we're worried about that. But threats of violence against the FBI, I really haven't heard anything like that. Nobody would I'd say that's a good thing. That's a horrible thing. You don't do that. You don't make threats against the FBI of violence. No, we are not for that. I don't hear conservatives doing that. GOP reaction to what happened in this raid is understandable, and we're concerned about it. That's the first thing. So Christopher Wray is worried about the threats. And then the second thing is, why does he have to use the word deplorables there at the end? Is there any other word that he could use?
I'm really offended personally.
I didn't even mention you.
Number 4.
And take that weapon that was originally designed for use on the battlefields in Vietnam to penetrate an enemy soldier's helmet at 500 feet and knock him down dead, up against kids at 5 feet. It may be funny to you, but it's not funny to me, okay?
Whoa, hey now. Oh, there's the very tough Beto O'Rourke, who is at some kind of campaign rally, and used the letter M and the letter F against somebody who was kind of mocking the way that he was being very dramatic with descriptions about AR-15s, and he was doing this kind of stretch move like the Superstar. You know, that girl from SNL back in the day, Superstar. And you picture that he did that kind of thing, and somebody kind of chuckled at the fact that he was a superstar kind of reaction as he was talking to people about AR-15s. And he got very angry and used the letter M and letter F there. He said it's not very funny. And the whole crowd erupts and applauds. You know, it's interesting. Some politicians use profanity, and it's like, oh, this is an outrage. When Beto uses, like, hey, everybody stand up and cheer now, right? Right?
Number 3.
Is this unprecedented to arrest a former president for not turning in documents?
A former president that had committed this many provable criminal acts.
But what are the provable criminal acts, I guess?
Provable criminal acts. Well, I'm done talking.
Man on the street, in front of Trump Tower. People are protesting. They're angry. Donald Trump. That's right. You got to get him. He's a criminal. Hey, can you describe some of the criminal activity? Can you actually name it? You shut up. Yeah, that seems like a very leftist answer to a question about that. It's perfect.
Number 2. To the 1.77 Jews who call New York home, thank you for calling New York home. Don't go anywhere else. There's no better state. Florida's overrated. I shouldn't say this, but look at the governor. I mean, just start at the top down. Get in trouble. Got to stay on script. Got to stay.
Yeah. You shouldn't say that. That's Governor Kathy Hochul, who was signing a bill tied to the Holocaust education in schools Wednesday, and as a matter of fact, she was getting ready to talk up the virtues of anti-hate initiatives that were being signed into law. And as she's doing that, she talked about the 1.7 million Jews who call New York home. Hey, don't go to Florida, especially with that governor, because you know it's. You think that's a little? Well, let's just put it this way. Maybe not the best place to be talking about hate when you're signing legislation, anti-hate legislation, and especially when you're doing this at Museum of Jewish Heritage in Lower Manhattan, and it has to do with Holocaust education. I'm just asking.
Number 1.
Before I begin today, I want to say a word about the news that came out today relative to the economy. Actually, I just want to say a number. 0. Today, we received news that our economy had 0% inflation in the month of July.
Yeah, we all feel that, right? Doesn't it feel like everything's better, folks?
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Yeah, there's the President of the United States reading off a teleprompter, and boy, that was very well written about 0% inflation. July, we don't have it. Now, that may be kind of true when you're pick and choosing numbers when you consider that the month before it was 17% inflation, and, year to year, we're talking about, 13%, 17%. We're talking about the highest since. We're talking about prices for things like fuel and eggs and all kinds of stuff, and the highest prices since. And it seems like a constant thing that we are hearing about. But yet the president, hey, give him a little bit of credit. At least it didn't go like this.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him.
Yeah, at least you know.
True international effort to pressure.
Rally cry is what we do here. All right, so at least he could say the word zero. That's great. Look, I think the important thing to take away from today is there are some people that are delusional. There are some people that are saying some of the most ridiculous things that you can imagine today, whether it's a president that's pointing out a little segment of a time, of a snapshot of a period of time when it comes to inflation, when everybody is feeling what is the highest ever and the worst ever and the ever, and we feel that, and that is tangible, and the prices are still where they are, and you don't feel like things are changing, and you got a governor in New York who's bashing the governor of Florida and telling people not to go anywhere. And, hey, don't leave our state. Don't go to Florida. I mean, look at the governor. And, you got to stay on. It's great. You know, that kind of, when you have people that are out in front of Trump Tower that are trying to convince you that Trump's a criminal. And then when somebody says, give me the criminal activity, name it exactly. And then they can't come up with anything. Look, Jake, it's not that bad. It's not crazy. Let's not get carried away. I mean, it's not like, I don't know. It's not like Disney is getting ready to cast a drag queen for its new superhero series or anything like that.
Breaking news.
A bombshell.
Oh, yes, they are. Oh, yes, they are, Jake. You better believe it. You like Marvel? You like Marvel comics? How about the crime-fighting trans? What is that? I don't know. So here you go. E-Online is reporting that Shea Coulee is bringing her charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent to Disney's Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't know if anybody remembers the very popular and well-known Shea from, what is it, the RuPaul's Drag Race? Landing a role in the upcoming Disney Plus series Ironheart, based on the Marvel Comics character of the same name. And it's huge, and it's humbling, and crossing over into the mainstream. Who is Shea Coulee, you might ask? Here's a little nugget for you.
Shea Coulee, Shebrew National.
Don't be fooled by the brats that she got. My name is Shea Coulee, and I'm from Chicago. Nothing reminds me of home more than a big sandwiched in between two buns.
The other girls better catch up.
Okay, I can't do it. Family-friendly entertainment is making its way once again to the Disney universe, and some sexiness, too, who recently partnered with Smirnoff to host the first ever Show Up, Show Off Showcase. It's a national drag competition created by the vodka brand, so Smirnoff's getting in the action. Tease that Ironheart will be a feast for the senses, a feast for the sexy senses, everybody. So Shea Coulee bringing the world of drag to the Marvel comic universe. That's okay. So, what about that? Oh, by the way, Disney Plus, I guess, has updated its offerings with a bunch of rated R content, for a good, wholesome American family entertainment. There's nothing better than that. You got a choice. You got a choice. So, we're just putting that out there. It just keeps going. And where some of the most unbelievable things that you can imagine, what will be next, for example, what could be the next iteration of what will be a Disney character. I don't know. Just let your brain do a little bit of work and think about it. And then think about one of the craziest, most outrageous things you can imagine. I don't know, for a Disney princess or something like that. And then, yes, it is. Yes, it will be. You betcha. We're going to cross the Rubicon. Why? Because why not? Because everybody's demanding it and asking for it. And they're not. They're actually not. They're not. And there are just some people that whether it is people at the top or pressure from a minority of voices that are telling you that this is what you must do, otherwise we're going to dox and destroy you, and I don't know, burn cities down and the like, and we're not getting that carried away with drag, but that you will conform, you will accept, you will do what we tell you to do, otherwise we're going to take away some of your most famous and beloved icons, and we're doing that anyway. It doesn't matter what you think. So it's a whole new, brave new world. It's a whole new world, right? A new, fantastic point of view. Who knew how Aladdin was really ahead of its time? Their time. What? Yeah. But again, you do realize that a couple of things happen. You have the choice as to whether or not you want to spend your hard-earned dollars in certain places. And you need to step to the plate and make that happen, as much as it hurts. And then the other part of it is that there will be, and there's an opportunity for, and in a open free marketplace, a capitalistic free marketplace, there is a wide open berth, a huge, humongous opening for capitalism and the free market to be on display, where in a parallel economy, you can have something come along that will challenge this and take dollars and take people and take families and bring them down a different road and a different path and say, listen, you can take that one or you can take this one. So it does open up opportunities, and hopefully we'll see that come to fruition. All right, 239-479-5592. Before we go, a little, listen, we started rough this morning. We had a rough start, but we got back on track. We had a couple of technical issues. We came back strong. We finished out here. And so a quick update, Jake the Millennial, anything you want to say to people, a little Jake update, little Jakey Jake here before we leave the program. Anything you want to leave, any kind of nugget, little portion of your brain that you just want to display out there for everybody before we go? Thoughts on the show, thoughts on the things we talked about, and anything at all, whatever you want to talk about. Give me something.
Joe Biden is still our president.
That's true, he is. Anything else? That's too easy.
Good news is we'll be at Seat at the Table tomorrow. I'll be there probably eating burritos.
All right.
So if you want to come out and see
me.
me.
Wait a minute, you can't tease people with a probably. Either you are or you're not. You can't say, I'm probably going to be there. And then when people show up.
I'll be there for sure. I just may or may not be eating a burrito when you see me.
Okay, it doesn't matter. People aren't there to watch you eat. By the way, if
you don't know that.
If you're going to see the table tomorrow to watch the program live, 6 to 9 a.m., to watch Jake eat, you need a hobby. You just need to find another hobby. That's not what we want or need, are people showing up to watch Jake eat. But we will be there 6 to 9 a.m. They open up an hour earlier so that you can enjoy breakfast, grab a cup of coffee. Maybe you're taking the kids to school, you're going to work, whatever it is. Stop by, say hi. We would love to hear from you and see you there at Oaks Farm Seat to Table. It's our first Friday of the month makeup day because last week we were at CPAC. Anything else before we go? Your last word is, what's the word of the day?
Good. It's what is it? Aola?
No, it's aorta. Earlier we were talking about, and you brought up aorta, or somebody brought it up.
You brought it up.
I brought up aorta. How did I bring up aorta? Why did I do that? And you didn't know it was a... Do you remember what it is now?
It's a vein in your heart.
It's a vein in your heart. That's what it is. It's a vein in your heart. Isn't that what we need more of? Just good quality veins. Actually, we do. Okay. Just eat well, exercise, and all right, we gotta go. Glenn Beck is next. Have a great day. That's it. Signing off. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
The news you need. The host you trust. Getting it right all day and all night.